All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Boulder, Colorado. I'm Joe Paris alongside Connor McHugh, and we've got some MCLA college lacrosse getting started right now. The Colorado Buffaloes facing off against the Davenport Panthers. Both teams come into tonight's matchup ranked at the top 25. Colorado coming in at number 2, Davenport coming in at 15. And Connor, what are your keys to the game going to be?
Well, the first key of the game is just going to be to get a quick start. This is a very high-scoring Davenport team, and the Buffs can score plenty too, but you want to get a quick start, get on the board early, and really get this game going. Another key to the game is just put up points. And this is going to be an absolute shootout today, not a defensive game like we saw against ASU. Third key of the game, protect the crease. Since it is a high-scoring game, they're going to have to rely a lot on Mitch Fenton today, but what they're going to want to do is give him as much help as they possibly can, not hang him out to dry.
Of course, today's keys to the game are brought to you by Gebhardt BMW. Gebhardt BMW in Boulder, Colorado. Check them out. They've got all the nicest BMW cars. But alongside Connor McHugh, I'm Joe Paris. We are underway here from the Kittredge Field. Jack Cranston in behind the crease right now, getting things going. Colorado coming off of a victory against UNLV on Thursday. It was a great matchup here, and Colorado looking to build after the really nice start. On the far side now, Gann with the ball. Gann's going to work it in behind the crease. Of course, this Davenport Panther squad lost their first game of the year to Colorado State. A shot on net and a good save there. As I was mentioning, though, Davenport lost their first game of the year to Colorado State. They're now 4-1 on the year.
Yeah, and they have not had many games so far this year. They're only 6 games into the season. They've had a couple postponed, but so far they've had a good start. They're 5-1, and that game with the loss to Colorado State, that was their first loss of the year, like you said, and it was only an 11-9 loss, so not a huge loss and something to build on.
So the Panthers will try to get things going here. They are 4-1 on the year, number 15 in the country, a very solid squad. And, you know, Connor, they've only been playing Division I now for a couple of years. You may remember back in 2011, the first time they were in Colorado, they won the Division II National Championship down at Dick's Sporting Good Park.
Yeah, and how far have they come since then? I mean, already back up at D1 lacrosse, and they're doing a good job so far. And for being just D1 for a couple years, I mean, we've seen it with the hockey team. We call the hockey team broadcast system too. It takes a lot to get good moving up the division, and they've done it quick.
Yeah, and it says a lot about head coach Chris Gervat. I mean, he's done a really nice job building this program up. And again, as Connor mentioned, coming from Division II to Division I, that is a big jump. Well, on the far side now, Riley Colm working in behind the net. Colorado's trying to see if they can get things going here early. We're just underway, 12:40 remaining here in the first. We are scoreless from the Kitt Fields at the University of Colorado. Going down on the ground is Tyler Doherty. Pops right back up, though, and maintains possession there. On the far side, he's trying to get rid of it. And they'll find Riley Colm at the top. Riley Colm, the junior, will bring it down on the left side, looking for someone to shoot it behind the net. They come out to Seidel. Seidel, who has been on a hot streak the last few weeks here, has been really the team leader out there with Jack Cranston. On the near side, Ryan Stoll. Stoll will work it behind now to Seidel. Seidel handling with one hand, trying to shake a defender. He does. Nifty little move there. He'll come in front. Shot and a save will be deflected away there. Bill Lindhart, who's the goaltender this afternoon for Davenport, getting a piece of that shot.
That was a great job there, bodying up there by number 3, Tadas Anuzis, and just bodying up, not letting him get to the goal, and that shot was able to go wide just because he really had no space to move there.
And, you know, Davenport will be wearing all black today with the red lettering on the back. And that looks pretty nice. But Colorado going to be sporting the gold uniforms here tonight. Usually we see them have the white ones, but today they're going to go gold and black.
I am a big fan, Joe.
I like those black helmets, too, though. I mean, that's always good.
They're pretty nice.
The best part about the warm-ups are the gold shorts. And they don't wear them during the game, but those gold shorts, they look pretty cool.
And those black, the black warm-up shirts that have the black logo on them, I think it's pretty cool, just all blacked out.
Yes.
They look good when they travel.
We're talking fashion here. Joe Paris alongside Connor McHugh. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Local temperature is 70 degrees here in Boulder County, which I would say is abnormally warm for this time of year. Shot on net by Stoll is going to go wide of the net, but we're just underway. We are scoreless with 11:17 remaining here in the first. And Connor, a pretty good start for the Buffaloes, although they've only gotten one shot on net. They're looking pretty good. Coming out, and a shot's going to go wide from Cranston. Come out of play. Possession will be awarded to Davenport. But, yeah, I mean, a real hot start for the Buffs, although they have nothing to show for it yet.
That's all right. They've got the possession numbers if you're going to count anything. They've really just maintained possession this whole time, kept the pressure on the goaltender, and really this is the first time right here that Davenport's even gotten to the other half.
So we'll work all the way down to Daniel Hume. Hume from Springboro, Ohio. Shot on net and a save by Fenton. Ball is loose in the crease, so it'll be scooped up, and Fenton will hang on to it. Mitch Fenton, of course, who is the goaltender for this squad, has been solid all year round, and he is one of the reasons why Colorado is ranked second in the country. Brought across by Riley Cole. Cole will work it up top. It's collected by Zane O'Brien. O'Brien looking to do something with it. Zane will come up top now. Greg Kelsick had a very nice game against UNLV. Kelsick led the way with 2 goals and 2 assists against UNLV for 4 points. And, well, he's a great player, but that was really a breakout game for Kelsick. Seidel coming around the crease, thought about shooting it. He'll kind of sidearm it. It'll be deflected out of his stick, but the ground ball will be scooped up and controlled by Luke Gallagher. Gallagher along the far side, being harassed. He'll work it up top now on the right side to Kelsick. Kelsick looking to make a run on the right side. Thought about going in, but he's cut off the defense there by Parker Lint. Ball's going to be coming across midfield. It's loose and it'll be scooped forward. And a great ground ball pickup there by the Buffs. It'll be Connor Irvin from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. He went to Rock Canyon High School with you.
Yeah, small world. He played for our high school team, and they were a good high school team. And a lot of our players went on to play for Colorado State. He was the one player from our school to come here to Colorado, and he's doing a good job there on defense.
Shot on net is knocked out of the air by Linhart. A good save there. He's 2 for 2 on the afternoon. And, Bill Linhart, the senior goaltender from Lebanon, Ohio, he is really a good defensive player. Scooped up at midfield by Daniel Bailey. Davenport really hasn't had anything going so far. Here's their first opportunity brought in by Chapin White. White will lose the ball, come out of bounds. Possession will stick, though, with Davenport. 9:10 remaining here in the first. We are scoreless from the University of Colorado. The Kit Fields on what really is probably one of the most beautiful Saturday afternoons we've had in the 2014 year so far. Remember, during one of our last broadcasts, we had a snowstorm, and of course you may remember if you came out and watched the game on Thursday, there was about 30-mile-per-hour winds, gale-force winds during the UNLV Colorado matchup, which, well, it really made it an interesting game.
Yeah, the coaches were talking about how they couldn't communicate to the players because the wind was so strong. It was just whistling through the holes in the players' ears, and they couldn't hear a thing. So a little bit better conditions here today, just to say the least.
Quentin St. Clair, work it up top. Buffs setting up their zone defense here. It'll be brought in now by Vance Shepard. Ball is loose down on the ground, and it'll be battled for there. Comes free, though. Panthers will collect it behind the net. Dominic Baggiano went after it there, and Baggiano, he is a dangerous player for this Davenport squad.
Yeah, he has 28 points on the year, 19 goals, and that's only in 5 games. And in 1 game, he had 8 goals and 2 assists. He is definitely the man to watch here for the Buffaloes defense.
Brought across the center by Zane O'Brien. O'Brien will work over to Seidel. Seidel with some speed coming around. Colorado will work it now all around the clock. Cranston on the far side. First time we said Cranston's name this afternoon. He, of course, is the leading scorer for this Buffalo squad. Looking backdoor shot, and a opportunity from Doherty goes wide, but a nice cut going back there by Tyler Doherty.
And it's the first time we've said it, but it won't be the last. He will absolutely take over a game, and we're just waiting for it to happen.
Seidel, who has been a star here the last week, we talked about him. He had 2 goals and assists against UNLV on Thursday, and along with Kelsick, he led the way. So Davenport will collect off the turnover. He launched all the way into the corner. Will be picked up by Dominic Baggiano. On the near side, he'll be picked up and brought the other way by the Buffaloes. Zane O'Brien. He's got 1 man to beat before he gets to the net. Instead, he'll rotate direction and work it outside. 7:30 remaining here in the first. We are scoreless. Shot from Doherty's going to go wide.
The Buffs have had the opportunities so far this early in this game, but really just haven't hit the net, and they have been D'd up a couple times.
So the ball will stay with the Buffaloes. On the far side, it'll be picked up. Controlled there by Doug Graves. Graves throw it behind the net to Seidel. Seidel making a run. Shot and a goal there by Riley Seidel. Seidel getting things started here in the afternoon with a nice play. Showing some speed coming around that corner. And that really is his signature play. Hanging out behind the net and making a run.
And for Seidel, that will be his 23rd goal of the year. That goal will be sponsored by Breakaway Sports. Thank you for sponsoring us today. But nice job there by Riley Seidel getting the shot off and really just tallying up the goals for the year.
You know, you mentioned Breakaway Sports. If you're in the Boulder area and you need some lacrosse outfit stuff, they've got all of it. They've got all the nice shafts. They've got all the nice heads. They've got some nice gear in there. I mean, I was in there the other day. They had some really cool stuff in there. So make sure to check out Breakaway Sports. They're located on 29th Street.
Yeah, not just lacrosse, too. There's a lot of good hockey gear there, too. It's a great store. That's where I used to get some of my old hockey gear.
7-9 remaining here in the first. Buffs lead 1-0 off the goal by Riley Seidel. So Davenport seeing if they can cut the lead here. The captain, Nathaniel Atkins. From Davenport will pass it off to his left. Going to be controlled and brought up by Chapin White. White work it up top to Borthwick. Throw it on net, and Fenton was right there to make the play. A little bit of a maneuver in the air by Parker Horvath, who is one of the leading scorers on this Panther squad. He tried to get like kind of an alley-oop type play, but he just couldn't quite convert.
Yeah, and credit goes there to Connor Irvin, who was able to body him up and get a stick on the other guy's stick and really just didn't allow that pass to go through.
Christian Wilson will bring it end-to-end now. Fighting off the defender on the way. He'll hand off to Cranston. Cranston here on the near side. Of course, the leading scorer for this Buff squad, and he is quite a fun guy to watch. Thought about a shot. He'll put it behind the net to Seidel, looking for Doherty in the slot. Ball's loose down on the ground. Be picked up by Graves. Shot and a goal there by Doug Graves. What a nice play. Sorry, that's Mitch Erickson. Mitch Erickson with the play on that one. He scooped up that ground ball and fired it home in the same motion.
Nice snipe there by Erickson. That is his 5th goal of the year. He has 7 points on the year. Not the highest score for the Buffs, but definitely a very valuable player. Once again, that goal is brought to you by Breakaway Sports.
So Mitch Erickson, who wears 46. Doug Graves wears 47. Could be easily confused there for myself.
I understand.
There it is. But the goal is actually going to go to Mitch Erickson. He wears number 46. He is the junior midfielder from Littleton, Colorado. We went to Chatfield High School, but that'll give Colorado a 2-0 lead with 6:17 remaining here in the first. And Colorado doing a nice job setting up the offense. We thought in the pregame this was going to be a shootout, and well, it's going in the Buffs' favor so far.
And what do we talk about for the keys of the game? Quick start and pick up points, and they've done both those things so far here a couple minutes in.
Seidel coming around. He'll fire one way high of the net there. A nice opportunity, but no, as the broadcasters, we like to think if the team follows our keys to the game, they'll win the game.
Yeah, Coach Connor and Coach Joe.
Yes, Coach Joe and Coach Connor here with all of your lacrosse insight. Of course, Cranston's going to be trying to work off a defender. He's picked up there by Jimmy Fata. Behind the net, Cranston will lose control of the ball. Comes down to the crease. Fought for there by Doherty. He'll try to flip it over to Gann. And it'll be picked up and dropped the other way by Parker Horvath. He'll run it down the length of the field. 5:32 remaining here in the first. Buffs lead 2-0. A beautiful afternoon here. On the far side, Panthers trying to get things going. Horvath lost control of it, but scooped it right back up. Comes now behind the net. Buffs showing some nice defense so far. And, you know, we've seen in stretches this year Colorado's defense break down, but they look really nice here this afternoon.
They really do. They're staying composed. They're communicating well, and they're not letting any shots from the inside. They're just keeping it all the outside and really keeping the pressure off Mitch Fenton.
Ball will come to the top. It'll be controlled and brought all the way on the other side now. Controlled by Chapin White. White, of course, the captain for this Panther squad. Working out with some patience. Comes out to Richie Tagliagambe. How about that for a last name? It's a broadcaster's dream.
Yeah, I'm not sure I could say that if I tried it 3 times.
Tagliagambe will try to hang on to the ball there. He missed the pass, but scoops it right back up. Come up top now in reverse direction. For Chapin White. White's going to make a run here, trying to dive through some traffic. Instead, he'll work it out top here. 4:31 remaining here in the first. Buffs lead 2-0. Some good patience now by Davenport. This is really the most sustained offense they've had all afternoon. Coming from behind the net. Some good defense by the Buffs. Shot on net and a save by Fenton. He'll be up to the challenge there. He'll hold on to it. We're going to get a whistle. Nice little run there from Parker Horvath, but Mitch Fenton, who is, of course, the defensive leader for the squad, was up to the challenge.
Yeah, and he made that one look easy. It was a tough shot. It was from up close, but he really just knew where it was going the whole time.
So the ball will come up top. Controlled by the Panthers for Nathaniel Atkins, who's the other captain on the squad. Davenport has 3 captains. Of course, the other is Chapin White and Tadas Anuzis. Behind the net, though, the Panthers are trying to sustain some pressure here. They've had a long possession, haven't gotten too much going on. They got the one shot on net earlier. I think that speaks more to the Buffalo's defense so far. 3:45 remaining here. The first Buffs lead by a pair. Shot on net is going to be a weak one. It'll be scooped out of the air by Fenton. We're going to get a flag on the play, and we've got a Davenport player who looks like he got hit from behind, so that'll draw.
He was just dragged down from behind. That was brutal.
So let's see who's going off. Looks like we're going to have going off on the play is going to be Griffin Baum, the local Boulder boy. So it's going to be man up right now for Davenport. 3:41 remaining here in the first. Buffs lead by a pair. Davenport with a nice opportunity here to cut into that lead. So the ball will be triggered in. It'll come up top and be controlled by Daniel Hume. Hume will work it across the clock. Comes behind the net now. Hume receives the pass, looking to shoot it on net. Instead, he'll work it up top. Some good movement here by the Davenport Panthers, trying to get the advantage over the man down. Comes up top. Shot on net's going to go way wide there from Colton Borthwick. Borthwick from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. It's a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being there right now. It's gorgeous there.
Well, it's gorgeous here, of course.
Yeah.
We got a light wind coming in from the, say it's the west. Sunny skies here. Ball being worked around by the Panthers. Ball's going to go down on the ground. It'll be scooped up, though, by Colton Borthwick. Of course, the Canadian native. And, here's a fun fact for you, Connor. Lacrosse is actually the national sport of Canada, not hockey.
That is a very fun fact. We're going to have to start a little Joe's fun fact.
All right, I'm actually being told that they're actually both the national sport. My mistake. But lacrosse is a national sport with hockey. You would just assume it was just hockey, but yeah, no, lacrosse, its roots actually start up in North America. Shot and a save by Fenton. What a job there by Fenton getting over from the post. He was screened by his own defender, but a nice play by Fenton getting away. So Davenport still trying to get things going here. They've had the ball down on the Colorado ends for about 3.5 minutes now. Only have one shot to show for it. No goals, of course. Ball will come up top now to Atkins. Atkins, hang on to it and see if he can get the offense going. A lot of standing around right now in that crease area. Fenton is screened. You have to have a feeling if they just get one on net, Fenton might have a trouble seeing it. But Atkins will work it around. He'll try to pass it through and it'll be scooped out of the air. Ground ball is going to be gathered up by Fenton. And Fenton will look out towards midfield, and the Colorado Buffaloes will break it out. Nice play there by Christian Wilson. Wilson looking for a shot. He'll work it onto the near side of Cranston. Cranston lost the cradle. He's going to be battling now with the goaltender, Lidhart. Ball is behind both of them. Neither of them saw it. Referee's going to blow his whistle, and it's going to be Colorado ball. So Seidel will bring up behind the net, his favorite place to be on the field. 1:39 remaining here in the first. Buffs up by a pair. Of course, coming up at the quarter break, we're going to have Catherine Bogart, our sideline reporter, with a sideline report. Catherine,
Really?
of all of her thoughts. Yeah, the sideline reporter gives sideline thoughts.
Who would have thought that?
I would have thought that. I didn't
Okay.
write this. Producer Zach wrote that. Producer Zach's not here. He's in Los Angeles. Anyways, Graves will work it across to the left side. It'll be controlled. The Buffs trying to run some time down. Jay Snell working down on the left side. He'll lose control of the ball. Battle for on the far side, and it'll be scooped up by Nathaniel Atkins. Minute 05 remaining here in the first. Buffs still lead by a pair. With some patience, Davenport's going to work it across midfield. Pass intended for the near side to Chester Bush. Scooped up. Work it onto the right side, handling with one hand. 50 seconds remaining here in the first. Along the near side, will be fired all the way into the corner. Davenport doing a nice job trying to stretch out this Buffaloes defense. 40 seconds encountering remaining here in the first. Gathered on the near side by Tagliambe. Come up top now. Played off to the far side. 30 seconds remaining now. There was a construction struck. Sorry, it was actually our scissors lift that started beeping, and a bunch of players looked over to the side to see if the time had gone off, but 24 seconds remaining here in the first. Even the officials looked confused on that play. Of course, our scissor lift now going up into the air, as I'm sure you can see on your screen, will have a much better vantage point for the remainder of the game. Ground ball will be picked up at midfield by Jimmy Fodder. Fodder will work it in. Huge collision down near the crease. Ball's going to be knocked loose. Look, we had Connor Irvin just come flying through like a truck.
That was like something you see in football. The guy just going up for the pass and just getting hit midair. That was a great hit there by Irvin.
And Colorado will essentially ice the ball there to finish off the first quarter. That'll go all the way down the length of the ice. And I'm getting some information here about Canada's national sport. Of course, the game commonly known as ice hockey is recognized and declared to be the national winter sport of Canada, and the game of lacrosse is recognized to be the national summer sport of Canada. So there are your fun facts of the day, if you were wondering what we thought about national sports of Canada. Anyways, at the end of the first quarter, Colorado leads 2-0. I'm Joe Paris here alongside my buddy Connor McHugh. And Connor, we saw a pretty interesting first quarter there. Really looked good for the Buffs.
Yeah, they have looked solid so far. Really no problems. They're playing solid on defense, not letting a lot of shots, not letting anyone really get to the inside. And that on the offensive side, no complaints there. Maybe missed a couple shots on net, but other than that, they've been controlling the pace of play. They've been dictating everything and really just it's a matter of time until they take over this game.
Of course, we'd like to thank some of our game sponsors for today. Of course, we got Breakaway Sports, who will be sponsoring our player spotlights. We've got Gebhardt BMW sponsoring part of tonight's game. And, of course, we've got the Province Real Estate Group also helping to sponsor today's broadcast. Really great local businesses helping us put out a really nice product.
Yeah.
I think it's nice. It's a lot of fun. So looks like we're going to go now to Catherine Bogart on the sideline. Catherine's got some first quarter thoughts for us. Catherine, what do you got?
So as you guys can see, it's a pretty low-scoring game right now, 2-0. That's a true testament to Davenport's defense. They've been keeping the Buffs on their toes and really pushing for every goal. Colorado, though, has maintained most of the possession throughout the first quarter, which is great for them. The shots will come. They'll keep finding holes in the defense and wear them down. But for right now, Davenport has been doing a great job with keeping CU on their toes. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Catherine. So we're getting set to start here, the second quarter. Of course, Colorado leads by a score of 2-0 here from the University of Colorado. Shot from Doherty's going to be over the net. Go out of play. Seidel will be able to collect it there, though. And Connor, again, though, the first quarter was a little bit back before the beginning, but Colorado did a nice job to solidify the offensive attack.
They really did, and that's exactly what they want to do. They want a nice, methodical approach to offense, and they really just don't want to give any opportunities on defense. And I mean, I know it's kind of obvious, but it's really kind of what you want to do in this kind of game.
And of course, our Breakaway Sports player spotlights for Colorado was Mitch Fenton, the senior goalie, and he showed there in the first quarter why he was our player spotlight for this afternoon because, well, he's just been so solid all year. And in a game against Davenport where you have a feeling it's going to be a shootout, goaltending is going to be a huge key.
And then on the other side, exactly what you would think is the breakaway player spotlight would be Dominic Baggiano, the man with 28 points in just 5 games. He had 8 goals in 1 game. He's just an unbelievable scoring threat, and the Buffs are really going to have to count on Fenton and the defense to kind of keep this guy just on the down low, not let him really get the opportunities that he's going to create for himself.
You mentioned Baggiano had 8 goals in the game. I'm going to dig into some of my fun facts. In lacrosse, 9 goals is considered a hat trick, similar to 3 goals in hockey is a hat trick. In lacrosse, 9 goals is a sock trick.
6 goals is a
6
sock
goals?
trick.
Why am I getting this information?
You blew it, Joe.
I blew it. And what's 9 goals?
You
9 goals.
You be the creator here,
all right,
Joe.
9 goals, you get 99-cent tacos. That's what we'll say.
All right. Derek, this is your our advertising guy. This is his new venture.
The advertising intern, Derek, over here, his new job is to find a taco joint that will sponsor 99
I mean,
cents.
if I'm a taco joint, that's a pretty good deal. How many times does someone want to score 9 goals in a game?
All right, so 6 goals is a sock trick. So there, he had a sock trick plus 2. All right, back to action here. 13:22 remaining in the second. Buffs lead by a pair. I'm Joe Paris alongside Connor McHugh. And Connor, it is a beautiful afternoon here for some lacrosse action.
Yeah, a little bit better than what we're used to. We're used to a freezing cold hockey rink, so I can't complain.
This is actually a lot of fun for us. They don't usually let us outside, so this is a good day. We get to go outside. All right. Colorado doing a nice job here on the defensive end. Fenton with the ball. He's going to try to work it out towards midfield. It's going to be mishandled and coming right at us, and it's going to go out of bounds. The action's right in our face. Lacrosse is one of those sports where it can get up close and personal in a hurry. So Davenport will control the ball. They trail by 2 goals here early. They want to try and cut into this lead. We thought before the game this was going to be a goal-scoring bonanza, and so far it's been relatively quiet.
Way to go, producer Zach.
Way to go. You really blew it. So the ball will be controlled behind the net. Davenport will try to get something going here. Trail by 2, and they really haven't showed too much for their offensive attack. They had a man-up opportunity, breaking into the zone. Passing up a shot opportunity there is Nathaniel Atkins. Atkins will now work it out to the outside to Parker Hovarth. On the far side, it'll be Chapin White. White trying to go to work, but he's being challenged defensively beautifully there by Christian Wilson. Shot on net's going to go way wide of the net into the netting, so that'll go out of play. Davenport, though, will remain in possession. Behind the net. Panthers trying to get things going here, looking into the slot. Referee's going to blow his whistle. I think we're going to get a violation, and we are. It's going to be Colorado ball. So 12:05 remaining here in the second. Buffs still sustain that 2-goal lead off of early goals from Erickson and Seidel. Along the near side, it'll be picked up by Doherty. Doherty working into Erickson. Erickson, save there. Good save there by Linhart. And a nice clear path at it. Cranston, roll that out. He's looking out towards midfield. Instead, he'll hang on to it himself. Cranston will work it out to Seidel. Seidel on that far side looking into Doherty. He'll find Doherty now. Doherty looking to continue to work around the clock. Brought in now by Riley Cohn. Cohn will rotate, find Doherty. There's a lot of standing around by this Davenport defense. Colorado looking for a seam. Doherty will be pushed down. He'll flip it over expertly though to Cohn. Cohn will maintain possession. 11-17 remaining here in the second. On the outside, Doherty. Doherty will work it across. Chase Gann looking for a pick. Comes behind the net now. Seidel going to make a run from behind the net, and a goal there by Riley Seidel. That'll be his second of the afternoon. Almost an identical goal there from Seidel that we saw in the first quarter.
And now Riley Seidel has 24 goals on the year. That makes him tied with Jack Cranston for the year. Not in points, but just in goals. But once again, another beautiful goal. Creating it all on his own there was Riley Seidel. And once again, that goal is sponsored by Breakaway Sports.
Breakaway Sports, of course, Colorado and Boulder's really great home for lacrosse and hockey products. Say hockey because if I don't say hockey, Connor will tell me they also sell hockey stuff. I know what they sell. They sell tape and sticks and lacrosse stuffs. No, but in all seriousness, check out Breakaway Sports. They've got a lot of cool gear. They've also got all the latest STX, Warrior, all the awesome lacrosse brands. So, brought into the zone. Doherty will fire a shot. It's picked off beautifully and brought the other way. What a play there. My goodness. Ryan Hartnagel with just picking it out of the air. I mean, you hardly see someone just pickpocket that. That ball is really coming 100 miles an hour, and he just picked it up.
Hand-eye coordination.
He has it.
He does.
He has it. Behind the net, Davenport trying to get something going here. Their offense has been befuddled so far this afternoon. On the near side, it will be picked up by Richie Tagliambe. Any guesses where he's from?
Not even going to try that one.
Long Beach, New York.
Makes sense.
Talking with the sports information director from Davenport University, he told me that is a shortened last name. So,
well, we'll leave that one to you.
We'll leave that one.
I'm not going to try that one. I'll embarrass myself.
Tagliambe.
Tagliambe, okay.
The midfielder from Long Beach High School.
This is why you're paid the big bucks, Joe.
Oh, yeah. So many dollars. At midfield to be brought in by Tagliambe. He's being met up by the defenseman Hayden McLean. McLean, the senior LSM for this squad.
You got
There's a lot of versatility on both ends of the field. Davenport, though, in the offensive end. And, you know, Connor, it is interesting. They've had some good possession time, but they really just haven't had any shots on net or goals, for that matter, to show for it. Yeah,
that's credit to Colorado's defense. Just like I've said every single time, they're not letting any inside chances there, and they're really making all the shots, tough shots for the attack, and making them very easy shots for Mitch Fenton to take a look at.
Long pass intended for Russ. Going to come out of play, so Davenport will collect it. Referee's going to blow it in. Got a little bit of confusion, and we're actually going to get a timeout from Colorado. So with 9:15 remaining here in the second, Colorado is up by a score of 3-0 on a beautiful Saturday afternoon.
And this timeout here will be sponsored by the Province Apartments. They are beautiful apartments here in Boulder. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to see them, but they are just absolutely gorgeous. I'm pretty jealous when I go home to my house and I get to see what they've got going there.
From our broadcast table, we can actually see the Province Apartments, and they are beautiful. They look very nice. I mean, I can see, there's a tree there, yes, but I can see beside the tree. Anyways, I'm Joe Paris alongside Connor McHugh. Thank you for joining us on your Saturday afternoon from some MCLA Division I lacrosse. Of course, we've got the University of Colorado Buffaloes, who are ranked second, facing off against the visiting Davenport Panthers. And for all of you fans at home who may not know where Davenport is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They've got 12,471 students enrolled there compared to CU. That's got roughly, 30,000. So a little bit of a smaller school down in Davenport. But, it's one of actually 10 locations in Michigan. Of course, the main campus is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And they play out of the CCLA, the Central College Lacrosse Association. And, Connor, on the year, they are 2-0 in division play, which is very crucial when trying to make that national tournament bid.
Yeah, they're in second place in their division right now, and they've still got a couple games left, so they've got plenty of time to make a run and take over that division. But they've got a tough division with Michigan State and some of those other Michigan schools in it. It's going to be a hard road for them.
Of course, the CCLA contains schools from Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. So it's a very specific region right there. Of course, Colorado plays in the RMLC, the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse Conference, which contains teams from Colorado, Arizona, Utah, and one more. There's another state there. Anyway, back to action. 9:14 remaining here in the second. Colorado leading by a score of 3-0. Again, thank you to Province Apartments for sponsoring our last timeout. Ground ball will be scooped up by the Panthers and will be worked out back to the crease for Linhart. Linhart will work it across to the far side. We've got Clark Salami going at it along the near side. Salami, of course, the LSA for this Buff squad. He was having some words, actually, right before play got started again. Referee telling him to calm down. Shot on net will go wide. Fenton was ready for it.
Salami last week against UNLV just absolutely led the way for the Buffs on the ground. He won 11 of 18 faceoffs, and he had 8 ground balls. Just huge numbers there from Clark Salami.
And Salami having words with Parker Lint, the freshman from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Salami and Lint look like they're talking about maybe dinner places. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they've got some time to think about it here with another timeout sponsored by Province Apartments. And both teams are really going to have to go back and really kind of calm things down, especially Davenport. They're just down 3 goals, which isn't too much, but it's enough that they have some cause for worry.
So 8:47 remains here in the second quarter. Colorado leading by a score of 3-0 from the Kit Fields at the University of Colorado. Connor McHugh over there. I'm Joe Paris over here. And over there, we've got some men's lacrosse going on. And this is really a fun matchup, of course. Both teams played games here the last few days. Colorado, of course, defeating UNLV, and Davenport falling to Colorado's rival, Colorado State, who, fun fact, Rocky Mountain Showdown's coming up soon. And that Colorado State game, that is going to be a great game down at Mile High Stadium.
It will be an absolute blast, and I know you are, but we are both looking forward to covering that game.
And I just want to say, I know it's Sports Authority Field at Mile High Stadium. I'm just intentionally saying Mile High Stadium because that's how it should be. And John Elway should come back and play quarterback. All right, back to action. 8:42 remaining here in the second. Colorado leads by a score of 3-0 behind the Colorado net. Davenport trying to get something going here. Shot on net is saved by Fenton. He'll deflect it away.
There you go, man.
Thanks again to the Province Apartments for sponsoring that last timeout. Of course, Province Apartments located on 29th Street in Boulder. They have got some of the nicest looking architecture in town. Along the far side, Davenport trying to get something going here. It'll be picked up by Colton Borthwick. Shot on net from Borthwick's going to go wide. Fenton was ready for it. He actually got a piece of it as it went wide. Battling on the far side for Colorado is Roland Sloss. Of course, coming up at halftime, we're going to have Catherine Bogart with a special fan interview. That'll be interesting. You very rarely see one of the fans get interviewed. We'll see how that goes. Of course, Catherine is our sideline reporter. We'll have all the insight throughout the game. And we've got an injury down on the near side, and that does not look good. On the ground is Christian Wilson. Wilson got hit very hard, and he is down on the ground, and he is in a lot of pain. Wilson took a stick pretty hard, and he is not in good shape.
I can't tell if it's his midsection or his wrist, but there was a lot of leverage there on that slash, and he is just rolling around in pain.
And he kind of crumbled down to the ground on that one. And, there's a lot of rough contact in this sport, but very rarely do you see a guy just crumble down to the ground like that.
Yeah, at this point they're used to getting hit, but he must have gotten hit very, very hard there. And as we've got the trainer out here so far, just 7:47 left in this half, but the trainers are taking a look. Players are starting to come out, and we've got Coach Galvin here coming to check it out. We're hoping for the best here for the Buffalo, but he is in very, very visible pain. And once again, the player is Christian Wilson of the Buffaloes. He was taken down with a slash, and he is in a lot of pain. We've got Chris Shook here, John Galvin, and the trainer, along with 3 players, coming to take a look. Galvin now talking to the referees to see what is going on, if there's any kind of call that can come out of it. Galvin not too happy here.
And we're trying to get some information on the injury. Of course, we will keep you all posted. Let's take a brief timeout right now to just draw some attention to that Rocky Mountain Showdown that's coming up. Of course, CU versus CSU will face off again at Sports Authority Field at Mile High Stadium on April the 19th. Tickets will be available soon online at redhotbuffs.com. Of course, you'll be able to also walk up on the day of and pick it up. So Christian Wilson is the buff that was down. He looks to be all right. We have the trainer and the coach and the players out there, and he's really having a hard time getting up right now. So we have 7:47 remaining here in the second quarter. Colorado leads by a score of 3-0. We're actually going to take a real quick break and show you a little video that the Colorado men's lacrosse made. Connor Cassidy, I believe, was the videographer. Take it away. All right, welcome back to the Kit Fields at the University of Colorado. I'm Joe Paris. He's Connor McHugh, and we are here for some MCLA Division I men's lacrosse. We were taking a brief time out for the injury. Christian Wilson was the buff down. He looks to be all right. We'll, of course, get you some information as it becomes available. We're in the second quarter here. Colorado leads by a score of 3-0, and, well, Riley Seidel leading the way so far for the Buffs.
Yeah, 2 goals on the day, and both of them were just absolute willpower, just making his way to the middle, right in front of the crease, getting the ball in, and it was just unbelievable, the skill he was showing today. He now has 24 goals on the year. He's tied with Jack Cranston.
And, of course, the goaltender Mitch Fenton has been lighting it up for the Buffaloes. Fenton's been doing a great job standing strong. But we are back to action now, so we're going to get right back to it. Of course, we are in the second quarter of play. Colorado leads 3-0 with 7:35 remaining. Again, Christian Wilson was the buff down during that last time out. We'll keep an eye and our ear open to see if we can get you any information on that. Connor, I didn't get a great look at it. He was holding his wrist, he was holding his midsection, so I don't know. I just couldn't get a great look at what happened.
The way he was walking off, it almost looked like ribs just because he was hunched over. He was having people help him off, and there was a nice big sound when he got hit with that slash. So I'm guessing. It wasn't a nice sound. It wasn't a nice sound, but it was definitely big. And it was loud and not good for the Buffs.
And a shot on net is going to be a goal. The goal is going to go to Dominic Baggiano, who, of course, we highlighted as one of the players to watch before the game, beating Fenton. And, that'll be the first goal of the game for Davenport, but it took him a few minutes to really get it going.
Yeah, and that'll be his 20th goal and 29th point of the year. As we talked about before the game, he was one of our Breakaway Sports player spotlights, and he's the kind of kid that can take over a game, having scored 8 goals and 2 assists in just a single game. And let's really hope for the Buffs' sake that this hasn't sparked something here.
And, it was an injury timeout, and you never want those, but you take advantage of it as a coach and you say, all right, guys, calm down. We've got to get our feet going. And, you have to have a feeling that head coach Chris Gervat, he got it going during the timeout.
Yeah, maybe draw something up, or it just gives you a little chance. It's a free timeout.
Shot in from Seidel. He scores again. Riley Seidel with his 3rd goal of the afternoon. My goodness, he's having a heck of a time out there. It's a field day for Riley Seidel.
And that goal, once again, is brought to you by Breakaway Sports. That is his 25th on the year. He is just racking it up with that hat trick today. He now has 38 points on the year, and Riley Seidel is just absolutely taking over here for the Buffs.
3 more to a sock trick, and then 6 more to a taco trick. A taco trick is now a 9-goal feat in lacrosse.
We're waiting for the sponsorship.
We are waiting for that.
Please call us.
My phone is on. Call me now. 6:45 remaining here in the second quarter. Colorado leading by a score of 4-1 over the Davenport Panthers. I am Joe Paris alongside Connor McHugh. Thank you for joining us on your Saturday afternoon. Beautiful Boulder, Colorado. Great face-off win for the Buffs. Will be played off into the offensive end. Pass intended for Doherty's going to come out of bounds, so it'll be Panthers ball coming the other way. It'll be picked up by Tadas Anuzis, who is the captain from Lansing, Michigan. Got a lot of Michigan and Wisconsin and Eastern kids on this squad, whereas Colorado's really got kids from across the country. And we mentioned it, of course, during our last broadcast, but it's fun to go over it. I mean, you got guys from California, Oregon, Washington, Georgia, Utah, California, Illinois, Tennessee, Colorado, of course, Illinois, North Carolina, Columbus, Ohio. You got it all.
Connecticut, New Jersey.
Yeah.
This is, it's a very diverse team, and it's kind of the way Colorado is in general.
You look through the accolades of all these players. I mean, you look up and down this roster. A lot of these guys are all state, all county, all everything. You really, I mean, you don't want to call it an all-star team, but you really got the best of the best from across the country. And Coach John Galvin and his assistants have done a great job putting together a really nice team. A shot on net is saved there by Mitch Fenton. Mitch Fenton standing strong there. He didn't see the ball because he didn't react to it, but it hit him right in the chest, dropped down, and he scooped it out of the way. He's having some words right now with the official. I think the offensive attack was down in the crease area. Of course, the goaltender never likes that. Shot on net is a goal there, working in behind the defense. A nice play by Roland Sloss. Sloss from Santa Cruz, California, getting into the scoring column. He's got the defensive long pole on that one. He doesn't score too much, but, well, he took advantage of an opportunity there.
Yeah, that'll be his first goal and first point of the year there for Sloss. Great job by Sloss. And that goal, once again, there's a lot of goals here today, sponsored by Breakaway Sports, and we like to hear it.
Yeah, every time you hear the Breakaway Sports plug, you know that's something good for Colorado. So. Colorado now is going to extend their lead to 4 with 5:16 remaining here in the second. They lead 5-1 with an offensive showcase from Riley Seidel. Picked up by other guys, by Mitch Erickson, and of course Roland Sloss, the defenseman, getting into the scoring column. And as a guy that plays defense, and you don't get all the glamorous points, you get none of the stats, all the hard work. It's nice to finally see him get a goal.
Yeah, I know from personal experience in hockey. I was a defensive defenseman, didn't score too much, and it was the greatest day of my life anytime I scored a goal. And it didn't happen very often, Joe.
Well, you were a pretty good hockey player back in your day. I know you played some lacrosse too, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Colorado will bring it down along the far side here. They've got their legs going here. They've shown some speed. Shot on net is going to be deflected away. Never made it through. Ball still loose. Gann had it. He flipped it forward. A real nifty play. Couldn't control it, but flipped it out to his teammate. It's worked out now by Zane O'Brien. And O'Brien will lose possession, and Davenport will work it the other way. 4:25 remaining here in the second. Colorado leads 5-1. Shot is going to be deflected away. It's going to come out of the crease. Going to have a whistle. It is going to be scooped up by Sean Crane. Crane's going to drop it. It's going to actually stick with the Panthers. So Parker Horvath will control it. He'll throw it behind the net. He'll be worked around. Horvath will receive the return pass. Handling with one hand. He's going to try and make a run instead of working all the way out onto the far side. We've seen Davenport use these really long field passes trying to spread out the Colorado defense. And it's saved by Fenton there. Mitch Fenton has really been up to the challenge this afternoon, saving all but one so far.
And that's been the story of the year for Fenton. He has just put up great numbers. He's been the backbone to this Colorado defense, and he really just makes it look easy. And it's a great sense of confidence for that Colorado defense to know that they mess up, he's going to be there to at least make a save most of the time.
So Gann will work it into the slot, making a run, and a shot and a goal there, and a nice play by Ryan Stoll. Stoll working in through the center area, in through the slot, receiving a great pass from the far side, and he will put it home. Nice play there by Stoll, and that'll extend Colorado's lead to 6-1 with 3:37 remaining here in the second. We're going to get a Davenport timeout. The Colorado sideline is loving it. They're extending their lead big time, and you know what, Connor? It's looking nice this afternoon for Colorado.
It is, and going into this Province Apartments timeout, we have another goal there by Stoll, as you were saying. That's his 6th of the year, 7 points on the year, and right now the Buffs are feeling comfortable. They're feeling confident. We're getting a lot of guys out there that aren't starters and are getting to put up points and get their names on the score sheet.
And, before the game, we mentioned we really thought this was going to be an offensive showcase. And we've seen that Davenport's got the patience and Davenport's got that skill, but, Colorado's defense so far is really just has them stumped. They can't get anything going on the offensive end.
Yeah, it's a little bit of the defense and a little bit of Mitch Fenton, too, who we said was our Breakaway Sports spotlight player of the game for the Buffaloes. And what I've just been told by Derek, one of the interns, is that Mitch Fenton is taking over and filling in for huge shoes for the Buffaloes. He is taking over for Bradley McNee, a former All-American for the Buffs. And, I didn't get to see McNee play too much, but I can tell you that Mitch Fenton is filling those shoes quite nicely.
Yeah, he's doing a nice job. I mean, to say that Mitch Fenton wasn't doing a nice job, you would have to have a literal brick wall standing in front of your net because, he's stone cold Mitch Fenton in there. He stops basically anything that he can get his eye on. And, as we saw earlier, he stops things he doesn't even see.
Stone cold Mitch Fenton. I think that's going to have to be a new nickname for us, Joe.
Of course, our intern Derek we keep referring to is Derek Michelson. Spelled Mickelson, but he says it's Michelson. I'll take his word. It is his last name. But Derek, of course, one of the interns for this University of Colorado club. He works in advertising and marketing, and he does a fantastic job. So special thanks to Derek Michelson. We'll return to action now. 3:30 remaining here in the second. I think we just dubbed Fenton a new nickname. We're going to call him Stone Cold Mitch Fenton. I think I like that one.
I like it too.
The answer is yes. We are both wrestling fans, and we know Stone Cold Steve Austin. And, of course, as we talked about that, a shot and a goal by the Panthers. Jimmy Fata working in from the near side will put it right between the legs of Fenton. But goal or no goal there. Fenton's really having a good afternoon. And sometimes you just can't stop him. And we talked about it before. If you have a save percentage in the 500s, 600s, that's great. But we see Fenton sport save percentage up to the 700s, which is just unbelievable for lacrosse.
It really is. And, I mean, he didn't really like the nickname Stone Cold because just let in that goal, but that's really what he has been. He has just been absolutely stone cold for these Buffs. He really just stones everyone, and it's been unbelievable for this season so far for Mitch Fenton.
I'm going to call him that. We'll call him SCMF. Stone Cold Mitch Fenton.
All right, let's get the graphics guys to make something for us.
Yeah, can we get that, guys, in the truck? We need to get that. And we need T-shirts, and we need mugs. Ceramic mugs. And hashtag, yeah. Use the hashtag Stone Cold Mitch Fenton. I'm sure he's going to love that. 2:56 remaining here in the second. Colorado leads by 4 over Davenport. Davenport Panthers, of course, wearing all black. Colorado wearing their gold tops, black shorts on this beautiful afternoon here in Boulder, Colorado. The end of spring break, so the campus has been a little bit empty, but students are starting to shuffle back in. We have a nice crowd here on hand at the Kit Fields.
A lot of Davenport fans. I'm impressed.
Of course, Davenport, again, from Michigan. And, there's not a ton of Michigan people out in Colorado, but, I'm always impressed by the parents and the fans that travel with the teams for these MCLA games. I mean, it's a great fan base.
It really is. It's of all the club sports we've been to, it's one of the better fan bases we've seen. They're loyal, they're always here, and they're loud, too. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be a part of.
And, of course, coming up at half, Catherine Bogart will be interviewing a fan. We'll see how that goes, so stay tuned to see if Catherine Bogart is up to the challenge to interview a fan. You don't usually see that because as a broadcaster, it's kind of a nightmare getting someone on camera. You don't know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for halftime to see what a fan says.
Say.
We don't know what Catherine's going to say. Catherine, of course, is our great sideline reporter. She's going to have some awesome insight for us coming up at the break.
She might hit us after the game, Joe.
Yeah, we're in trouble. Of course, we're going to the Mammoth game with her tonight. More lacrosse. Coming on to the far side. Gale will fire one on goal. Jake Scan from the far side. He'll sidearm that one just inside the post. And Colorado will continue the offensive onslaught here with the minute 52 remaining in the second. They now lead by 5.
And that breakaway sports goal was by Jace Gand, the man from Huntington Beach, California. That'll be his 6th goal on the year and 12th point. Just really, everyone is starting to kind of load up the stats. I mean, Seidel has scored a bunch today, but we really have seen a lot of other players score.
Of course, Gand is one of those players where you might not say his name a ton, but he's out there making plays. And that's the thing. I mean, in any sport, if you're a playmaker, you're just as important on the field to your teammates. And, the fans may say, oh, he doesn't have as many goals, but they're way more important sometimes.
It's the stuff off the stat sheet that's important sometimes.
Shot on net will be deflected. Gam will race after it. He'll pick it up. So Colorado will maintain possession with a minute 39 remaining here in the second quarter. I'm Joe Paris alongside Connor McHugh in this beautiful afternoon in Boulder, Colorado. Of course, number 2, Colorado facing off against the number 15 Davenport Panthers. Colorado right now, though, is having a pretty nice afternoon, making easy work in the first half so far of Davenport. We'll have to see if Davenport gets it going here. Brought down on the left side now by Riley Colm. Colm trying to go to work. He's picked up on defense by Ryan Hartnagel. Coming around by Seidel, and yeah, you guessed it, coming from behind the net. He'll shoot a bounce in that time. That's going to be his 4th goal here on the afternoon. 2 away from the soft trick, and 5 away from the taco trick.
And that breakaway sports goal, once again, was Riley Seidel, number 4 on the day, number 26 on the year, 39 points. He is quickly catching up to Jack Cranston, who has 44 points on the year, and you guys are going to get really sick of hearing that name today because he is just absolutely taking over this game. 4 goals, like Joe said, 2 away from the sock trick, and well, the maybe taco trick coming up soon.
The Joe Paris taco trick. Dun, da, da, da. Gotta get a graphic made of that, guys. Anyways, no, but you mentioned Seidel, and in all seriousness, when you have a guy like Jack Cranston, who, of course, the MCLA Player of the Month for February, teams are going to key in on him and try and shut him down. And, well, it's up to a nice guy like Riley Seidel to step up and say, all right, well, now I'm going to be the man. So now we got to key in on me. And then, of course, that'll open up some opportunities for Cranston. Nice underhand pass from Seidel. He's a little frustrated that he couldn't find Gant going on the back door. 47 seconds remaining here in the first half. Buffs lead by 6 goals. And a great stick check there, knocking the stick out of the hands there from Graham Pickett.
Clark Salami there with the great defensive play by the Buffaloes, and he has just been an absolute rock for the Buffaloes with ground balls, with defensive stops, and with faceoffs.
And Derek Michelson's telling me that for lacrosse gurus out there, they refer to when you lose your lumber like that, they call it a yard sale. So there's a yard sale down in Davenport, free sticks for everyone. 29.5 remaining here in the second. Colorado leading 8-2. It's been a very fun afternoon so far. Of course, we've got another half coming up after the break. Catherine's getting ready for her sideline report, so we'll throw it to her at the break. And we are definitely in trouble with Catherine.
Yeah.
We blew it.
Way to go.
Anyway, we'd like to take some time right now to thank some of our sponsors for this afternoon. Of course, we've got the Gebhardt BMW from Boulder. Gebhardt is where you can find all your locally sold BMW vehicles
and
in
imports
Colorado.
too. They've
and
got
imports
everything.
too. You know, you were telling me your mom actually got one from there.
Yes, my parents have gotten 2 cars from him, and it is a great place to get a car. They've got 2 lots. One is mostly BMWs. The other one has other imports, and you can really find anything you want there. It's a great place to go for a car.
So check out Gebhardt BMW. Of course, we have got Breakaway Sports. Breakaway Sports is Boulder and Colorado's home for lacrosse and hockey gear. And of course, we got the Province Apartments located on 29th Street in Boulder. Some of the neat architecture we have here in the city of Boulder. They say it's a unique city. You go see the Province Apartments, you will be blown away.
Makes me jealous.
Makes me jealous. Me too. Live in a cardboard box. 29.5 remaining here in the second. Colorado leads 8-2 here. I'm Joe Paris with Connor McHugh. Thanks for hanging out with us on your Saturday afternoon. We appreciate everyone tuning in from across the country. I know we've got some fans from Davenport tuning in, so thank you very much. We really appreciate your viewership. Cranston now controls. Colorado's going to try and eat up all the time left here with 20 seconds remaining. Along the far side, Graves has got the ball now. Graves is looking to get something going here. Thought about firing it, looked up at the clock and decided to work it out. Come over to the near side. Try to get something going. 7 seconds remaining. On the near side to Erickson. Erickson's got to do something here. 2 seconds. He's going to try and shoot it. Off the post. Off the post as time expires. What a play, though, by Mitch Erickson. Erickson with a little bit of an underhanded, one-hand type play. Threw it about as hard off the post as you can. That came bouncing directly back, but a real nice finish there for Colorado. Of course, they didn't score, but a good setup.
Yeah, and it's a great first half by the Buffs. They really just took over. They were very methodical, and they really were able to really just take over that game. I mean, it's plain and simple.
So, of course, at the end of our first half of play, Colorado is leading by 6 goals. And you know what? Riley Seidel leading the way with 4. He really was the man to watch out there in the first half.
Yeah, he is on a roll, and he's trying to catch up with Jack Cranston right now. He's already beat him in goals so far today, and he is just 5 points away right now. So if he gets 5 more goals, he gets to your taco trick, he will be tied with Cranston in points this year. So right now we are going to go over to Catherine Bogart, our sideline reporter, and she is going to be interviewing a couple fans here at Kittredge Fields.
Hi everyone, it's Catherine Bogart here with 2 very spirited fans. Now, something you'll always see at any game, whether it's lacrosse, basketball, anything, you'll always hear members of the crowd yelling at the teams. But we heard these 2 very distinctively, and we could not stop laughing at you guys. How are you associated with the team? When did you start watching lacrosse here? What's your background with lacrosse?
Well, we both came in as freshmen a couple of years ago and played on the team for a couple of years together, and this year just ended up taking the year off, so that we're still out here supporting the team.
4 other roommates and a 5th other former roommate from last year all play on the team and used to play with them, and it's always great to come out and support them and just get in the heads of the opponents, really.
Now, how do you guys prepare for a game? Do you research the other team, research their other players? How do you get these jeers, I guess you could say friendly jeers, though. No insulting words, but
In all honesty, it's the poor unlucky person who is closest to me on the sideline, because I will just if he does one thing wrong, I'll just kind of stick to him the whole game and kind of get in his head in a competitive way. Nothing too bad, but definitely gives us a nice home field advantage.
now tell us a little bit about the sideline. That's something, we don't really ever cover with broadcast. How are these fans acting? Are you guys the only ones who are screaming? How does the sideline support the team?
Well, it kind of starts out, we get going, and then we get a little bit of a fan base in the crowd, and then people even start joining in sometimes. We had a game a couple of weeks ago where we had other people haggling the same player at the same time, so it was pretty cool. We got everyone kind of on the same page, and everyone was laughing and having a good time, and it ended up benefiting the team too. Everyone's getting louder, so it's awesome.
And is there a specific, is it the goalie or one of the defensive players? Who do you guys normally target, or who is your favorite person to target with these talks during the game, I guess you could say?
Definitely more the offensive players. I'll definitely let them know if they took a bad shot or not. But I won't really move to other sides, so the defense and offense both come to that side, and we'll just go from there, whoever's closest.
Well, thank you so much, guys. It has been a great interview, seeing what the fan base is like here at CU. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thank you very much, Catherine. We'll be back to Catherine in a minute for her halftime report, the Catherine Bogart halftime report. But Connor McHugh, Joe Paris, Kittredge Field, men's lacrosse. We've got a lot of action in that first half. A lot of it was Colorado offense, and then we saw Riley Siddell leading the way, but we talked a lot about him. Let's talk about some defense. Mitch Fenton, stone cold Mitch Fenton, looking great there, up to the challenge so far.
Yeah, Mitch Fenton has been great. Only allowed 2 goals. He's been peppered a little bit today. The defense has been great around him, but Fenton has just been a rock. He's stopped everything. He's stopped once he hasn't even been able to see sometimes. So it's a great thing for the Buffaloes to be able to kind of look back and know, hey, this guy's on fire today. Another thing is the defense. Connor Irvin has had 2 big hits, a couple great stick checks today, and it's just been unbelievable on both sides for the Buffs. So right now we're going to go back to Catherine Bogart for her halftime report. Take it away, Catherine.
Now, the defense for both sides, both Davenport and Colorado, have been explosive today and really been pushing both teams with offense. But there's one player who really has been breaking out. Mitch Fenton, who has always been a huge part, the backbone of the defense, as our commentators have said, has really shown his colors today. He is always there. He is squaring up, standing there, whether he blocks it and catches the ball with his stick or with his body. He is getting every shot. And that's why this game is so low scoring, and that's why Colorado is up 6-2 at half. It is a great game to watch, though. Beautiful day in Colorado. It's not as high scoring as we thought, but the attack is also doing great. Riley Siddell has 3 goals right now and has been so incredible, feeding the ball, trying to get everyone shots. And it's just not 2 players scoring on offense. It's the whole team working together. It's a great game so far. We'll see what the second half has for us. Back to you guys.
Hi, welcome back. We are here at Kitt Fields. I'm Joe Paris with Connor McHugh. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to have some more of our first half thoughts. Coming up right now, we've got local band Cascade Kinsey, who is sponsoring this halftime music report. Check out Cascade Kinsey on Reverb Nation. To all of our sponsors and Catherine Bogart for all of our halftime entertainment. But we are back underway. 14:45 remaining here in the third. Colorado leading by a score of 8-2 over the Davenport Panthers. And Connor, what a good first half for the Colorado Buffaloes.
It was a great first half. They were scoring. They were playing great defense. They had Mitch Fenton just being an absolute stud in net. And really, things are going well for the Buffs. People are getting out there that normally don't and filling up the stat sheet. So let's hope they can keep this up here in the second half in the third quarter.
And we had some players we wanted to highlight.
We did. We have the breakaway player spotlight, the breakaway players for the game. The first one will be Mitch Fenton, who obviously he
for obvious
is
reasons.
Yeah,
for obvious reasons. Mitch Fenton.
Exactly. And then the other one will be Dominic Baggiano, who is the leading scorer here for the Panthers. Scored 1 goal, one of the 2 goals here today for the Panthers, and he's just been an absolute stud this year as well.
And the reason why we've got our spotlight on Baggiano is because for Davenport to get back in this game, he's going to have to lead his team back into it. They trail by 6 right now, and that first half did not look great on either end of the field. There's a great shot there and a goal by Davenport. That'll really make us be quiet on that one. Wow, Parker Horvath coming right out of halftime, putting one right over the shoulder of Mitch Vetton. That'll cut into the lead. Colorado now leads by a score of 8-3, but maybe it could be Horvath.
Yeah, and that'll be his 10th goal of the year. He's got 23 points now on the year, and I guess that's the way to spark a little bit of a comeback if you're Davenport. But the Buffs are going to have to stay tough. They've still got a 5-goal cushion, and they've got plenty of time just to kind of get back into the rhythm and maintain things.
So Salami will win the draw forward. Of course, he's this face-off specialist for this Buff squad. But no, going back to Baggiano, I mean, if you're the team leader, you've got to be the leader out there. And, he scored, but he just hasn't looked like he's been into the game so far. So Cranston will work it off onto the near side. It'll come out towards midfield. It'll be struggled with momentarily by Erickson, but he'll scoop it up and get to work. Erickson along the right side looking for Seidel to break free. Seidel's had the hot pocket this afternoon. He's had 4 goals, and they've all been pretty spectacular. Comes up top now. Kelsick working on to the left side where he got Gann. Gann making a run. He's going to come all the way around. Find himself behind the net, running right past Cranston. Used Cranston as a pick. Kelsick comes up top now to Doherty. Doherty thought about throwing it. He finds Seidel now. Seidel has got the hot hand. Shot on net from Erickson. It's going to be deflected in front, and it'll be scooped up by the Panthers. Samuel White control it. We're going to have a whistle. We've got a Davenport Panther down. We heard quite a smack. Hit right into the back area of Chester Bush. Bush is holding his back and his side, and he's going to go down. And he took a stick there, and he tried to get up on his own power, but he really he looks like he's in a lot of pain, similar to what we saw from Christian Wilson earlier.
It really is, and we've got the trainers out here, but yeah, it's the exact same thing. Kind of curled over, really having trouble standing up. You can tell that he's in a lot of visible pain, and we haven't gotten our update yet from Wilson, but we're hoping that he is all right along with this player here. So 12:59 left in this third quarter here. We're going to take a little break here, just waiting for him to...
We are. Why don't we go back to that player spotlight? I mean, we've got a nice little graphic to show our 2 player spotlight players, and we mentioned Mitch Fenton, but let's go back to Dominic Baggiano. I mean, Baggiano has been tearing it up this year for Davenport, and you have guys on teams that are just dynamic players. Not only is he a great offensive player, but he makes it count. He's also a playmaker. I mean, he's got a ton of assists as well as goals. And you've always got the great goal scorers out there, but the assists are just as important. And the hockey player Wayne Gretzky used to say, "I played with guys that just got the puck on my stick, and I just had to put it home." And a lot of times in lacrosse, you see that. I mean, if you can get a guy who makes a good run, you find him back door, all you got to do is shuffle it in. And we see Baggiano making some great plays out there, not only as a goal scorer, but as a playmaker as well.
Yeah, he's very balanced. He's got almost 10 assists on the year with those 20 goals, and he really, not many attackmen will have that kind of ratio with goals and assists. And like you said, a point is a point. It's going to go down on the scoreboard with goal assist. No matter what, it's just going to be a point, and any kind of contribution you can get is going to help your team going down the road. And he is really a critical guy here for Davenport, and he's definitely the player to watch.
And we do have an injury update for Christian Wilson. Of course, Wilson went down in the first half. He's got a lower body injury. He's gone to the hospital to get it checked out. We'll give you more information as it becomes available, but we're calling it a lower body injury.
Now, is that a hockey lower body injury or a normal lower body injury?
That is a normal lower body
okay.
injury. Unless it's not. Unless they told us something wrong. And the ball's loose in the offensive half. No one realized it except for Doherty. Doherty tried to scoop it up, almost had control of it. And it'll come out towards midfield, and it'll be picked right back up by Seidel. Ball literally jumped out of the pocket right into Seidel's stick. Comes out of Cranston. Cranston's got a wide open shot, and he missed it left. Jack Cranston missed it left. Goaltender got a piece of it. Went off of his chest, but he was looking top right, it looked like, and he kind of just lost it on him. Got a little bit excited. Cranston will fire it again. This goes way wide of the net. Cranston, who hasn't had a goal this afternoon, which for him is not a very common occurrence, looking like the wanted to cash in on the one-on-one with the goalie, but he just couldn't.
Yeah, those are the first 2 chances we've seen him. And what I've noticed so far today is they are playing him very tight. They've got a guy kind of just stalking him. At the end of the second half, or the first half, there was just a guy right in his face the entire time, just tracking him down.
And Doherty with the blast to the goal on the top left-hand corner, beating the goaltender again. That'll give Colorado another goal here. That'll be their 9th on the afternoon, and Doherty will jump into the scoring column.
Now that goal brought to you by Breakaway will be the 15th goal on the year for Doherty. He has 19 points now, the 3rd leading scorer for the Buffaloes so far this year.
Of course, Tyler Doherty coming off of a 2-goal game against UNLV. He's really been turning up his offense intensity here the last few weeks.
Yeah, the 5th-year senior is an engineering major, if I am not mistaken, and he's a smart guy coming back, a lot of experience here for the Buffaloes.
Porter Catherine's telling us he's actually a grad student. You blew it, Connor.
I always do.
You blew it. 12:09 remaining here in the third. Colorado now leads 9-3 off of a great goal there by Doherty. Doherty again with the ball. He's going to look across and be picked up by Combe. Combe working up to the left. Finds a man in space, and an underhand shot will be scooped up out of the air. A nice play there by Hayden McLean with the long stick. And, it's really hard to get that long stick around and whip it.
Yeah, and that was a shot from down low, too. That takes a lot of skill, Joe.
Colorado will maintain possession. Doug Graves will throw it behind the net to, you guessed it, Riley Seidel. Seidel will work it over to Cranston. A pretty sloppy pass coming from Seidel. It will be mishandled. The ground ball is loose, and it will be picked up by Davenport. Devin Benson had it momentarily, and now will be picked up by Riley Combe, and Colorado will maintain possession. Combe will work it across. Wild pass will be controlled there by Doherty. Doherty trying to slow things down. Will come up top. Just Stoll. Stoll will shuffle along to the right side, making a look a run to the left. Now we'll work it outside. We've got a zone defense showing here from Davenport. Colorado seeing if they can open up a seam. Cranston will work it up top. Graves fakes a shot. He sticks with it, though, working across. It'll go to Combe. 11:08 remaining here in the third. Buffs have a 6-goal lead. Comes over to Stoll. Stoll will rip one off the ground. It'll go off of the stick, and a nice save there by Linhart. Bill Linhart, the senior goaltender.
Buffs are really just starting to slow things down and be a little bit more methodical and really kind of take over and keep possession here in the offensive zone.
Seidel from behind the net looking for a pass in front. Will be deflected out of the air. Ball still loose. Who's going to grab it? A save there. We got a broken stick from Riley Seidel, and that is not a good omen. Seidel, who was on fire with that stick, is going to have to go get a new one to play with.
And one of the things that I've noticed from the Lacrosse Network, they have all those different things from Colorado Lacrosse on there, and they had a player profile with him with his stick, and he uses a graphite stick, so it's a little bit lighter. It's a little grippier is why he likes it, but they are more susceptible to breaking, and as we found out there, they can break.
Of course, the head of his stick is still laying down by the crease area there, and you have to hope he'll be able to sustain some more magic with the new one.
Let's hope so.
Athletes are probably some of the most superstitious people in the world. And I'm not sure about Riley's personal beliefs, but that is never a good omen when you break your stick that you've had 4 goals with in one game.
Maybe the other one's got a little more.
Yeah, maybe it's got more juice. Shot on net is going to go way above the net there from Chapin White. Possession will be maintained, though, by the Panthers. 10:08 remaining here in the third. Ball comes back into play. Will be picked up by Colton Borthwick. Come all the way around the clock. Picked up by Nathaniel Atkins. Atkins working in the corner. Davenport trying to spread out this Colorado defense, who has been solid this afternoon. There's been a lot of communication out there. Sometimes this Colorado defense gets a little bit quiet, but from our announcer table, we can hear all the yelling out there, all the directions from Fenton and the rest of the defense. And a great save there by Fenton. A nice reaction there, getting the shaft in the way. That one was going right at his stomach, and it kind of made like a lightsaber move to fend that one off. So we got Darth Maul in net. Maybe we call him Vader. Either one.
We got to decide on a nickname here, Joe.
Should he be Stone Cold, or should he be like Star Wars? Tweet at us on Twitter at Joe Paris or at Connor 2 McHugh what you think Mitch Fenton's official nickname should be.
There are write-in votes, so please surprise us.
If you have a better one that we don't know, right now we've come up with Star Wars and professional wrestling. Wow, we're killing it today.
We are.
9:06 remaining here in the third.
Any wrestling reference that we can sneak into a broadcast is a gold star.
WrestleMania is just around the corner.
Yes,
8:58 remaining here in the third. Colorado leads by 6 goals. Down on the offensive end, Chapin White trying to go to work here. I'm seeing a little bit of frustration from Davenport trying to get the offense set up here. It's not like they haven't had possession of the ball. They've had a lot of time down on the Colorado end. They just haven't been able to convert.
Yeah, and that's credit to Colorado's defense, making them stay outside, not giving them a lot of chances, and keeping the open lanes clear for Fenton to be able to just see every shot. And he has been able to see almost every shot except for on a couple of the goals. And as you saw with that last big save, it was just a wide open lane. Fenton was able to just put his chest on it.
Borthwick got up in some space, lost control of the ball, and it'll be picked up by Colorado. You know, Borthwick finally found a seam, but he just had the ball jump right out of his pocket. So Colorado will work it across the timeline. 8:12 remaining here in the third. Colorado with a pretty substantial lead here. Along the far side, it'll be collected by Kelsick. Kelsick will be pushed off by White. Sticks with it, though. White and Kelsick having a nice battle on the far side. It'll be worked out now to Stoll up at the top. Stoll, of course, who had a goal not too long ago. Along to the near side now to Cranston. Cranston, who's been pretty quiet this afternoon. Will work it behind the net to Doherty. Of course, Seidel has yet to come back on since breaking his stick. A shot on net is a good save there by Linhart, much to the excitement of the Davenport faithful, and I don't say that jokingly. There is a good amount of Davenport fans here this afternoon. 7:30 remaining in the third. Davenport in their own end trying to get it across. It'll be carried and brought into the zone by Daniel Hume. Hume sticking with it. It'll be pushed momentarily by Stoll, but he'll stick with it. Hume doing a nice job bringing it end to end. It'll be picked up down to the far corner by Rowan Sloss. Shot on net goes about, I want to say 15 to 20 feet wide. I think that's a fair guess.
Yeah.
Possession, though, will stay with Davenport. 7:09 remaining here in the third. On the far side. Brought up now by Nathaniel Atkins. Atkins will work it to the left side to Benson. Benson will receive the return pass. Colorado having a lot of patience here, not trying to over-defend. There is such a thing as over-defending. You get excited to start chopping at guys, but they're doing a nice job sticking to their system here. Pass will be dropped and recollected, though, by Benson. Benson will fire out onto the left side to Tagliagambe. Comes behind the net now. Looking for Tagliagambe, making for a streak. Instead, he'll go cross field. It'll be collected by Atkins. Atkins will lose control of the ball in a nice play. We get a whistle there. Connor Irving looks like he's going to draw a flag on that play. Was hitting the man well after he had lost possession. Can't do that.
No, you cannot, Joe.
6:26 remaining here in the third. Colorado leading by 6 goals. After a ton of offense in the first half by Seidel. Now, of course, we mentioned it. Seidel broke his stick, and he has yet to come back on.
Yeah, but he deserves a break after this game so far today. He's got 4 goals on the day. He's just absolutely dominated on offense, and I think maybe they're just letting him get a little breather in.
Of course, Colorado's got a pretty substantial lead, and they did play a game against UNLV on Thursday, so could be a little bit winded. Although you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be in great shape, so you should be able to play game after game after game.
Tomorrow will be more of a test for Davenport.
Of course, Davenport will be facing off against UNLV here in Colorado. They'll be playing out in Westminster as the ball goes flying into the fan section, almost hits a toddler, just missed by about an inch. I don't think he even knew he almost got hit.
That's no exaggeration, people. There was a toddler right there.
That toddler could have had a bad day, but he's still enjoying his nice sunny afternoon. Looks like he's got a popsicle treat, too. Good for him. All right, 5:56 remaining here in the third.
Focus, Joe.
I'm focused. I'm Joe. He's Connor. Thanks for joining us. We worked across the timeline now. It's Graves. Graves will absorb a check and stick with it. Good play there by Doug Graves, taking the contact and maintaining possession. Graves will work into the corner to Gann. Gann will throw it up top now to Erickson. On the left side, it'll be collected now by Jake Lucier. Lucier, who hasn't had a ton of playing time this afternoon. Coming on to see if he can get the offense going. Lucier out there with Cranston. Cranston and Lucier will swap places. Cranston will pop to the outside as Lucier looks into the inside to Doherty. Ball still loose in the crease. Everyone goes down. We've got a dog pile in the crease. Referee's going to blow his whistle. Coming up from underneath the dog pile is going to be Doherty. Doherty made a nice run through the crease trying to receive a pass. It hit his stick. He never had possession of it. So the referee will blow the whistle the other way. So Davenport will control it. Ryan Hartnagel will bring it right across midfield. 5 minutes even remaining here in the third. Buffs leading by a score of 9-3. Daniel Hume. Hume will work it across the field.
There you go, good.
Looking for something to do. Be Quentin St. Clair. St. Clair maintains possession still along the Colorado sideline.
OCB, what's up, Connor?
He's going to draw a double team now. And he'll throw the ball away out towards midfield. Gann will scoop it up almost. There he goes. Gann will work it across. Sloppy pass in the area of Doherty. Doherty having a hard time controlling it. All of a sudden, we're playing hot potato out here. Doherty with a nifty spin move to stick with it. He said something as he went the other way as he blew by the defender. Come over to Graves now. Graves will throw it over to Erickson. Erickson will scoop it off the ground. It's 3 ground balls in a row picked up by Colorado on this possession. Behind the net is Cranston. Cranston looking for someone in the slot. He'll find Doherty. Doherty thinks about firing, and then he'll find Erickson. Erickson looking for a runner in Graves. And we've got a shin injury. It looks like that's going to go now to Tadas Anuzis. Took a ball right off the shin. And he's going to limp off. Looks to be all right. Ball's going to be in the direction of Davenport, I believe. We're going to have some substitutions coming on.
John Galvin over there on the bench is not happy with that last offensive possession. You could tell just throwing his fist in the air, yelling at the players. He demands excellence from these guys, and he really doesn't care what the score is. He wants these guys to keep executing on offense and really just keep running.
So Davenport deep in their own zone, trying to get it away. A real messy pass is going to come into the Colorado zone, so the Buffs will pick up possession. Play it across the field. It'll be collected and brought the other way by Emery Rust. Rust will throw it behind the net now to Gann. Gann with a wraparound shot and a great save there by Linhart. Linhart getting down on all fours to make the save there. He was going 5-hole, but Linhart was literally had his entire body in the way of the shot.
Yeah, that was kind of like a hockey goalie there. He went down on one knee and was able to make a stick save, and very impressive as the Buffs have just been pouring it on, and Linhart has been great in the last couple minutes.
Linhart's really stayed strong. I mean, it's easy to just turtle. I mean, as we saw against Cal, we had 3 goaltended changes. We've got the nice check on the near side. Devin Benson, though, will work right through it. But no, Linhart's done a good job this afternoon. I mean, he hasn't had too much help from the defense, but he's made some pretty impressive saves. So Fenn will pick up the ball off of the loose ball. Come on right across the Colorado sideline. Ball still loose. Ball battled for along the sideline. Davenport will pick it up with 2:52 remaining here in the third. They trail by 6, trying to get back in this. Benson with the ball. Benson will work it across to the near side. It'll be collected by Colton Borthwick. Panthers will try to set something going here. We've seen a few different looks from them this afternoon. They're working it now counterclockwise. Borthwick trying to make a run. Has a few pounds on the defender, trying to push right through him. Instead, he'll do a nifty backdoor pass again on a, what you could say, an alley-oop type play. Going down on the play is Horvath, trying to receive the pass in the same motion. He'll be all right. He gets up and heads back the other way. 2:24 remaining here in the third. Colorado with a nice lead on this beautiful Saturday afternoon with Connor McHugh. I'm Joe Paris. Thanks for tuning in on Comcast Channel 63 locally here in Boulder and across the country on live stream. Gann, one on the near side, will try to get things going. Works it across to the far side. Be collected. Gann works into the corner. Shot on net is a goal. There goes post down. What an impressive shot there from Griffin Baum, the Boulder product. That one hit the crossbar and went straight down. Then that was a nice play.
That'll be his 3rd goal of the year. 3 assists. He's got 6 points so far, and that goal was brought to you by Breakaway Sports. Once again, the Buffs are just getting everyone involved on offense right now, especially with Seidel out after that broken stick. They're really just kind of working it around, and everyone is filling up the stat sheet today.
So with 1:56 remaining here in the third, Colorado leads by 7 goals now. And really sustaining a constant offensive pressure here, not letting up at all. And as you mentioned, head coach John Galvin for the Buffs, he expects excellence no matter what the score. Played off into the offensive half. Be collected by Connor Burns. Burns, the defenseman, will head off. In favor for Cole. Cole now, he's got the ball on the left side. And he'll calmly wait for the offensive to be set up here with 1:30 now remaining in action. Cole will work it over now. Kelsick. Kelsick's to Gann. Gann fires it just wide of the net. Kelsick, though, will go right after the rebound. He'll scoop it up. He's out there with Cranston. He'll swap places with Cranston. Cranston now will pop out to the front. He'll go behind the net to Kelsick. Kelsick looks in Cranston's way. Instead, he'll cradle. Looking for something else to do. Comes out to Cranston now. Cranston with a quick pass comes up top. Far side now. Picked up by Gann. Gann will fire it on net. It will go way wide and will go out of play. Cranston, though, will go pick up the ball. course, as you can probably see on the field behind us, we have the tournament here at the Kit Fields this afternoon for Club Women's Lacrosse. Colorado faced off against Texas minutes before these two teams faced off. So if you'd like to see some more lacrosse action, head down to the Kit Fields. There will be some lacrosse all afternoon here. And it's a really nice day to be outside. I wore the sunscreen this time because the last time I got burnt.
I'm going to get burnt today, Joe.
You're already getting burnt.
Yeah.
On the nose.
Yeah, I blew it.
You blew it. Come along to the far side. It'll be picked up. Return pass received by Gann. Gann will look down low to Colm. And a rocket, a laser beam from the far side. All the way through traffic going to the top right-hand corner. What a nice play there by Riley Colm from Eugene, Oregon.
That breakaway sports goal was scored by number 5, Riley Colm, the junior midi, number 5 on the year. He has no assists, so that'll make it 5 points for the year. Once again, a lot of names we don't see on the score sheet every single day, and the Buffs are really just kind of padding their stats right now.
Now, if you haven't seen Colorado's team on the sideline, they are a very large squad compared to not only Davenport, but, well, really the entire MCLA. And we're talking to assistant coach Marty Taffet before the game, and he was telling us that when they show up on away games and they're wearing all black, they're like a looming presence, like druids.
Yeah,
they're all wearing black.
They travel 50 players, which is unbelievable. Just the amount that goes into this lacrosse team has just blown my mind this year. It's been an unbelievable experience to kind of get to see how everything works.
So the ball will come out of bounds. 11.7 seconds remaining here in the third. We're going to go to Catherine at halftime for some statistical updates. A really nice play on the far side. It was a nice hustle play.
AJ, let's go, bud.
And 4.3, 3.1, time's going to wind down, and that will be the end of our third quarter of action. So at the end of the third, Colorado leads 11-3 over the number 15th ranked Davenport Panthers here from the University of Colorado. Alongside Connor McHugh, I am Joe Paris, and well, that was a pretty good third there by Colorado. Did not take the foot off the gas pedal.
Yeah, they really didn't, and right now the score 11-3. The Buffs have just absolutely taken over this game. They've been very methodical. They've been great on defense. And Mitch Fenton, who we did as a breakaway player spotlight today, has just been unbelievable today. I mean, we're going to get the stats here from Catherine in a minute, but Fenton has been an absolute rock for the Buffaloes, letting in 3 goals. My guess is that, once again, his save percentage, like usual, is through the roof.
Stone Cold Mitch Fenton. Guys of the truck, can we throw the Stone Cold Mitch Fenton graphic up, please? Please. They've been working hard on it during the game, and I think we deserve to throw it up now. Waiting for it, but yes, there it is. Goalie Stone Cold Mitch Fenton. There it is. I asked for it and I got it, Connor. This is the best thing that ever happened.
They listened to us.
They did listen to us. Thanks to all the guys in the truck. Of course, that's Ben in the truck, Ben Wiener, and Dave Levine and Greg O'Brien. Of course, Square 2 Productions helping to put on today's broadcast. And let's take a minute to thank some of our other sponsors. We have the Province Apartments, Breakaway Lacrosse, of course, sponsoring all of our goals, and of course, cannot forget our other sponsor,
Gebhardt BMW, and they are a great place to get import cars. They've got 2 places around Boulder, one for BMWs and one for other imports, and just a great location to get a car. The Gebhardt family is great to work with, and really you won't regret it if you go there to find yourself a car.
So we are about to set up here for the fourth quarter of action. Colorado leading 11-3 over Davenport, and it's really just been a methodical attack here for Colorado this afternoon. Getting ready to do the face-off here. Catherine's telling us that she's going to be getting us a statistical update here coming up here. Connor, you got the latest on that.
I do. She will be telling us everything you need to know about the numbers here in a minute. As the intern Derek will be getting her everything she needs.
Derek Michelson. Spelled Mickelson, pronounced Michelson.
He wants to hit me right now, Joe.
Yeah, let's see. I'm standing between Catherine, Dominic, and Connor. And I think there's about to be some lacrosse style play over at the announcer's booth here.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm on the other side of you. You're going to be my shield.
You blew it. The shield. All right. Along the far side now will be collected and brought the other way. Davenport trailing here by a good amount. See if they can get back into it here in the fourth. Ball will come loose. He'll go down onto the ground. And it'll be scooped up. And a nice play there by Blake Irwin. Irwin trying to get going here. Behind the play, we've got some extracurricular activity going between Parker Hovarth, and it appears that he was getting into it with Sean Crane. So Sean Creighton Hovarth kind of mixing it up behind the play. Shot and a goal! What a play by Tyler Doherty. A little bit of a sneaky play there. He switches hands and just fires it.
That was an unbelievable goal there by Tyler Doherty, the grad student, engineering student. That's goal number 16 on the year, number 2 on the day today. And that goal was brought to you by Breakaway Sports. And he's got 2 goals on the day. We've got Seidel with 2 goals. We've got a couple other guys with several points on the day. It's been just everyone is getting a chance at it today, Joe.
And of course, we're thinking right now about our player of the game. If you have any thoughts about who you think the player of the game should be, tweet at us on Twitter at Joe Paris or at Connor2McHugh or at CU Men's Lacrosse. Hashtag CU Lax. Of course, you can see that on the score bar. Use those Twitter things and interact with us. And a shot and a save. A good shot off the faceoff by Clark Salami. Salami is really good about not only winning the faceoffs, but, well, then bringing it down the other end, as you saw there. It's a one-man wrecking crew.
And he is very good at the ground game. As we talked about earlier in the game, he was just absolutely dominating the game against UNLV, where he had 11 faceoffs, 1 out of 18, and he had 8 ground balls, just really leading the way for the Buffs.
And Samuel White took a stick to the face. He actually took it right off the chin underneath the helmet, and he is really getting worked over down there. Clark Salami hit him right underneath the chin. Referee said it was clean, but he took quite a lick.
Just a love tap, Joe.
Just a left tap on the chin. 13:27 remaining here in the fourth. Buffs now lead 12-3. It's a 9-point lead for all of you at home. Speaking of the number 9, if the player scores 9 goals, that's a taco trick, Connor. That's a taco trick.
Really?
Yes, it is. Along the far side, Stoll with it. He gets taken down from behind, and that's going to draw a flag. Colorado will play on, though. Stoll will work it over to Seidel, who's come on now with a new stick. Seidel thought about firing it. Instead, it will come all the way around the circle. On the far side is Gann. Gann comes behind the net. Comes over to Seidel. Seidel fires one and a goal there by Riley Seidel. That's going to be 5 on the afternoon. 1 away from the actual sock trick there, but Seidel with a bounce shot on that one. And I guess the new stick, it's got the same groove.
Well, Riley Seidel with that breakaway goal, making it 12-3. 5 goals on the day for Seidel. He's got 27 on the year and 40 points. Now he's just 4 points behind Jack Cranston on the year, who, of course, is the leader for the Buffaloes. So, unbelievable day here by Riley Seidel, here with that goal, sponsored by Breakaway Sports.
So a double-digit lead now for the Buffaloes. They lead 13-3 with 12:57 remaining here in the fourth quarter. I'm Joe Paris alongside Connor McHugh. Thanks for joining us on your Saturday afternoon. It is a beauty down here. Some cloud cover, but a little bit of wind. Temperatures are in the 60s now. Compared to Thursday, we talked about it earlier, but we'll get back at it. When Colorado played UNLV on Thursday, there was gale force winds that were coming across horizontally. So it was a disadvantage for both teams the entire game. And as Connor mentioned, the players were having a hard time communicating because you'd yell and literally your words would be sucked out of the air.
And not only that, as I said earlier in the day, the wind would be so strong that it'd just be whistling through your helmet and you just couldn't hear a thing. So communication was what the coaches spoke was the big problem in that game, and it's kind of understandable with those winds.
And another great save there by Stone Cold Mitch Fenton. He got in the way. Referee's going to float his flag in the air. Colorado will work it across the half with 12:08 remaining here in the fourth. Pass intended for Doherty is going to be just beyond his reach and will come out of play. So possession will go to Davenport. Really methodical offense opportunity, though, this afternoon. As we see on the sidelines, assistant coach Marty Taffet jumping up and down. He likes what he's seeing this afternoon.
And why wouldn't he? It's been a great day for the Buffaloes. I mean, 13 goals on the day, and they really haven't had to lay it on even that hard. They've got guys out there scoring goals that usually aren't. They're filling up the stat sheet. Riley Seidel is just lighting it up with 5 goals on the day. And it's just been a fun game to watch for us and a fun game to call for us.
Yeah, we're having too much fun, probably.
Yeah. Feel free to voice your complaints, too, on Twitter.
Just send the complaints to me, at Joe Paris.
You won't hurt our feelings.
We don't have feelings. No. We're men. We're lacrosse broadcasters. Seidel with a shot. That one's going to go wide. I think that's the first time this afternoon that Seidel has been off the mark.
Going for that sock trick, Joe.
I will take off my shoe and throw my sock if he gets one. No, I won't. That's not professional. Someone else might, though.
Joe, we're not professional.
I am. I'm college level. Cranston at the top of the key will work down on the left side to Seidel. Seidel will go backdoor. Shot's going to go way off the mark. Good opportunity, though, from Jake Lucier. Gann will collect the ball out of bounds and resume play, and the referee's going to blow his whistle. And Gann picked up the wrong ball, so he's going to have to pick up another one. Here we go. Of course, we'd like to thank Gebhardt BMW for today's sponsorship. New certified pre-owned service and repair luxury car dealership in Boulder, Colorado. Thank you again for all of today's support.
Yeah, and of course, BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Pretty nice cars, but that's not the only thing they carry. They've got Jeeps. They've got every kind of import. As Joe is just cracking up at my little comment there. Captain Obvious.
The ultimate driving machine?
That's what it's called. Ultimate driving machine. Look at the screen right there.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you
think
just made that up.
No.
I thought you came up with that.
No. That's what they pay BMW for.
Ultimate driving machine. They have a good marketing department. Doherty goes down hard, and he looks to be shaken up a little bit. He's cradled over. That didn't look good. He pops right back up. All right. Looks to be all right. Tyler Doherty, that was a little bit of a scary play there. He got hit in the back, and now he's limping a bit. Looks to be all right. Keep our eye on him, though. Tyler Doherty looks to be all right. All right, down on the offensive end, and that is a shot that goes wide of the net. Fenton might have gotten a piece of it. It'll go out of bounds.
And there we see Mitch Fenton. We've talked about him before, how he's kind of the quarterback of this defense, how he's so vocal, and you can see him back there, just hand signals, yelling. You can hear him from here. And really, as a defense, that's something that is really reliable and really makes you feel safe if you're going to make a mistake.
And a long pass coming from the corner will come all the way out towards midfield. Will be collected up by Jake Lucier. Lucier will find Doherty. Doherty comes across now at Cranston. Cranston will send a shot, and will go high above the net and out of play. 10:37 and counting remaining here in the fourth. Colorado with a 10-goal lead over Davenport. Davenport having a tough road trip here in Colorado. Of course, they fell to Colorado State, and now they look like they're having a tough time with the Buffaloes. Of course, again, they will face off tomorrow in Westminster, Colorado against UNLV, try to get back on the winning streak. Davenport came into tonight's matchup ranked number 15th in the country, and you can see why. I mean, they're a very good team, just having a little bit of trouble with the Buffs. A shot and another save by Fenton. Fenton fighting that one off. Might have not been on net, but he got a piece of stick on it, and we'll give him a save.
Stone cold Mitch Fenton.
Stone cold Mitch Fenton. There's got to be a Star Wars reference out there for someone. I mean, like, it's too easy with
forcing it.
With the sticks and the lightsabers. It's got to be there. That's not forcing it. It was made for us. Panthers will work it around the clock. On the near side, Tagliagambe, throw it on net, and another save there by Fenton. Fenton is up to the challenge, and you know what, Connor? You can interject your opinion, but I think this is the sharpest he's looked all year.
Yeah, from every game I've been at, he has been unbelievable today. He's just dominated. Really has made it look easy. There haven't been any that really worried you.
And Benson will fire a shot, and another save there by Fenton. Fenton is seeing the ball really well here this afternoon. We'll have to get the exact statistical numbers for you, but he is having an unbelievable afternoon. And, of course, as I say that will go 5-hole, and that's a good goal there by Nathaniel Atkins. Atkins, the senior midi from Canal, Winchester, Ohio.
And that will be his 9th goal of the year for Atkins, the 4th goal of the day for the Panthers. And the Buffaloes still have a nice 9-goal cushion here with just under 9.5 minutes left in the game. And the Buffaloes will look to bounce back, but really not too worried. We will have Catherine Bogart here shortly when she has some statistics. She's going to give you all the numbers. It's going to be a little inside baseball, but for you lacrosse people, you are going to love it.
I'm going to give her my headset, and she's going to talk to all of you at home. What a treat. Catherine gets a headset. Logistics, UPS.
Hey, they don't pay us.
All right. 9:08 remaining here in the fourth. Colorado now leads 13-4 over Davenport. Time winding down. Getting a little bit of cloud cover now, which is nice, so Connor's sunburn will be able to cease a bit. But Connor, I mean, it's been a nice methodical afternoon here for the Buffs.
It really has been. Everything's gone according to plan, and everything has gone according to our keys of the game. And at the beginning of the game, we talked about Buffs needed a quick start, they needed to put up points, and they needed to protect the crease. And they've done all three of those things very well. They got up 2 goals very early. 13 goals, putting up points has been great, and protecting the crease, the defense has been very solid around Fenton, and then not to mention Fenton has just been unbelievable himself.
And the votes are coming in for player of the game. You still got time to vote if you send us in your Twitter votes. Catherine Bogart will be awarding the player of the game after the game, so keep on sending those votes in, and we'll have a post-game interview with tonight's player of the game. Shot on net is another goal there, and Colorado will continue the scoring binge. That one will go to Griffin Baum. That will be his 2nd goal of the afternoon, and of course he played just down the street at Boulder High School.
The junior midi got his 2nd goal on the day, as you said. That is his 4th on the year. He's got 7 points, And just a great goal there by Bohm. 14 goals on the day for the Buffs. That goal, once again, was sponsored by Breakaway Sports, as all our goals here at CU Lacrosse are. And just another great showing here by the Buffs, and I'm impressed, Joe.
I'm impressed, too. And to take the draw for the first time this afternoon is Michael Simbowski, who is the freshman who also is from Boulder High School. Simbowski will lose that draw, but you see the freshman, he has some talent out there in the face-off circle, and a guy like Rowan Sloss and Clark Salami, who have been really integral parts of this team. You look to a guy like him to really take up the mantle as a freshman. Of course, we want to thank our sponsor, Breakaway Lacrosse. You've heard their name, I guess, 14 or more times this afternoon because Colorado has 14 goals. Of course, they are the official goal sponsor for Colorado men's lacrosse. And thank you to help support this broadcast. Right across midfield, time winding down here, 7:50 remaining in the fourth. Colorado having a really nice afternoon here. Shot on net is a great save there by Linhart. Linhart with a great save, getting the stick right in the way in the top left-hand corner, and that might be his best save on the afternoon. Linhart's had a little bit of a tough game as he turns the ball over. Seidel will pick it up. Seidel gets tripped. He goes down. He'll get it out of his stick, and a shot pulled there by Tyler Doherty. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Riley Seidel from his knees with a great pass, underhand scoop, and Doherty will throw it home. So if it didn't get any better, now Seidel's going to have a sweet assist on the afternoon, throwing his hands in the air.
Well, Doherty, that is his third goal of the game. He's got 17 on the year, and Riley Seidel, 5 goals, added an apple there, got his assist. That will be 6 points on the day for Riley Seidel.
And that'll be a hat trick for Tyler Doherty. So Doherty's got a hat trick. Unbelievable. That'll be actually the 7th point on the afternoon for Riley Seidel. Wow. I mean, if that wasn't a highlight reel play, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and he's 2 points away right now from Cranston at 42 points on the year, and that is because of his 7 points today, which is just an unbelievable showing by Seidel. Just unbelievable so far today. So 15-4 is the score. Here we are here with the Province Apartments timeout taken by the Panthers, just trying to slow things down. And, Joe, what do you tell the Panthers at this point?
Well, at this point, you want to keep on going. You got 7 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this game. And you don't want to pack it in. And although the score is out of reach, you've got a game tomorrow. You can use these situations as some real game strategy type situations to get ready for UNLV. Now, UNLV gave Colorado a good game. They only lost 12-7 to a very good Buff squad. And if you're Davenport, you say, all right, we'll see what we did today. We'll see what we can take to tomorrow's game. You don't give up. And I've always been a believer that you can get something out of every game. Unless you're the CU men's basketball team that got obliterated by Pitt in the basketball in the NCAA March Madness tournament. Nothing to get out of that game. But aside from that game, you can get something out of every game no matter what the score is. And I think, if you're head coach Chris Gervit, you're going to say to your boys, all right, look, we're out of this game, but keep playing. Try some sets. Tomorrow, it's a new day.
Yeah, and this has been a really tough road trip here for Davenport as they played CSU on Thursday. Just an unbelievable team, as well as the Buffs now, and they'll play UNLV, who's another great ranked team. Right now we've got Catherine Bogart, our sideline reporter, is going to jump on the headset and tell us about the numbers for the game so far. Catherine, take it away.
Well, Riley Seidel has 5 goals and 2 assists right now for a total of 7 points. Tyler Doherty is the second top scorer with 3 goals right now. Mitch Fenton has 11 saves out of 15 shots. Clark Salami, the face-off specialist, has 14 wins out of 19 face-offs.
Now, out of all that, what do you think is what's the most impressive to you, Catherine?
Probably Riley Seidel. I mean, it's 15-4. He has 5 goals. That's huge. He'll definitely end with his assist. And this is something that never shows up on the stat sheet. Riley always is pushing the ball, whether he's behind the goal at X or he's at the top. He's always moving the ball, making sure that his teammates can score. I mean, he really is making sure that the offense has the best shots out there. Also, the whole offense, attack especially, has been riding this midfield to make sure that they keep the ball, because possession in this game is everything. With Clark getting it on every face-off almost, it's also bringing it down to them. And then if the attack loses it, they ride to get the ball back. So it's an all-around good effort by the offense.
Yeah, a great effort by Clark Salami. He had 11 of 18 face-offs last week. He's got 14 this week out of 19. Just a great showing by him and the rest of the Buffs. And thank you, Catherine, for your little update. We'll have you after the game with a couple post-game interviews, and you will help name the player of the game, sponsored by Province Apartments, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. That's
I'm
it?
right.
You got it? Okay. No, we're wrong. We're going to say it's the Gerhardt. Oh, yeah, driving success.
Yes,
there it is.
success.
That was, again, intern Michelson's. I was so close. So close. I blew it. Derek Michelson's slogan.
He hates us right now.
I think he really likes us.
I can't tell.
Do you think he wants to hang out outside of work with us?
Let's ask him.
Doesn't matter. 5:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter, leading 15-4 over Davenport. Of course, the biggest game of the year, not only in the state, but, well, across the country will be Colorado versus Colorado State. They're going to play down at Mile High Stadium on April 19th. And if shot goes off the net there, what a play. But if things continue the way they have in the MCLA, both teams will be ranked, if not in the top 5, in the top 10. And you have to believe that that game is going to be a huge deciding factor, not only for overall standings, but, of course, conference standings in the RMLC.
Yeah, not to state the obvious, but because that's a rivalry game, I mean, it doesn't matter what the teams are ranked, where they're ranked. That game is always just a rough game, a lot of fun. It's going to be high scoring. CSU's had a little bit of trouble scoring so far this year, but my guess is they won't have that problem against CU.
And, of course, tickets go on sale soon. You can find them online at redhotbuff.com. Shot goes wide there, but, that's going to be the game to watch. I mean, that Arizona State-Colorado game was a lot of fun, number 1 versus number 2. But, anytime there's a rivalry involved, it's just a little more important. And both teams are very good. I mean, we saw, even in football, both teams were awful. It was a fun game. But in lacrosse, both teams are premier programs. And, well, when you get the best in the world playing each other, and it's a rivalry game, you couldn't really ask for any more.
Not really. It'll be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited. I know you are too.
Yeah.
And we're excited we've got some things working. We've got some things on the stove so far, and we'll have some things for you guys coming up for that game. We'll keep them on the down low for now, but it's going to be an exciting day for CU Lacrosse, for the fans, for the players, for us. It's going to be a big day. It's
going to be a big day in lacrosse, period. I mean, down at Mile High Stadium, they've got 2 high school lacrosse games right before the CU-CSU Rocky Mountain Showdown. My high school, Cherry Creek High School, will be playing. So I'll go down there and say hi to Coach Perry and see what's going on with the Cherry Creek High School lacrosse program. But, we talk about lacrosse being a growing sport in the high school level, especially in the state of Colorado. It's exploding all over the state.
It really is. Both boys and girls lacrosse is just absolutely exploding. I mean, we started to see it back when we were in high school where lacrosse was just getting huge. And, I mean, my school wasn't very big, but our lacrosse team was one of the biggest teams we had besides football, and it was really impressive to see.
It was such an accessible sport for so many kids. I mean, yes, there's sports like hockey where you need all the gear, and then you have bare-bones sports like basketball, but lacrosse was one of those sports that you could really just pick up a stick and play, even if you weren't playing competitively. And another save there by Fenton. He'll fight that one off in behind the net. Of course, Stone Cold Mitch Fenton having an absolutely brilliant afternoon. But back to the lacrosse around the country. And I mean, you've seen hotbeds in the East Coast, really, where it's been for years. And the University of Denver, Division I NCAA, became the first team ever west of the Mississippi to advance into the NCAA lacrosse tournament. And from there, it really inspired a lot of lacrosse around the state.
Yeah, and that's what you see with a lot of pro teams and college things. They kind of inspire, and you saw it a lot with the Avalanche, and that's why there's so many hockey players around Colorado right now, because right when they came in the mid-'90s, all the kids our age started to love hockey and play, and you're kind of seeing the same thing with DU and lacrosse and the Mammoth coming in and the Outlaws, and it really has just been an explosion of lacrosse here in Colorado.
Of course, the Colorado Mammoth and the Denver Outlaws are both very good professional teams in the state of Colorado, but, well, Connor and I, we're going to go see the Mammoth play tonight. It's a little bit of a different game indoor, but, well, it should be a lot of fun tonight.
It will. I'm very excited.
And, of course, right now, Denver is actually ranked number 6 in Division I NCAA lacrosse, and they're brilliant. I watched them play against Notre Dame not too long ago, and they are some special players out on the field. I mean, it's a lot of fun to watch lacrosse at any level, but at high levels like the MCLA and NCAA lacrosse, it is just the best. And you have guys playing out there that really want to be there. The ball's going to come out of bounds and almost hit Camera Lady Ansley. That was close. But it's so much fun to watch lacrosse on all really levels. I mean, you have sports like basketball where you see younger kids playing. It's a lot slower. But, I mean, we even saw some younger kids out here earlier playing, and they've got the speed. They've got the talent.
Yeah, it's a fast, highly skilled sport, and the contact makes it a lot more fun, too. And it's a lot of fun to play once you start to understand it. But there is a learning curve.
And another save there by Fenton. Just get a button. I can just say, save by Fenton. We'll just push the button. I don't have to say it. But you talk about lacrosse being accessible, and I mean, it really appeals to a lot of different sports. I mean, basketball has the offensive and defensive setups of basketball. Football, you got the hard-hitting action. Hockey, you got the back-and-forth goal-scoring action. And another shot in a goal. What a shot. Zane O'Brien, who was being just harassed by about 2.5 defenders. I say the half because one had his back to him, but going top there on the crossbar. What a goal, and that'll extend Colorado's lead again. But, you know, the breakaway goal there will give Colorado a 12-point lead, and it's a feel-good afternoon here on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it's definitely feel good for Zane O'Brien. That's his second goal of the year. Not getting too much time out there, but really starting to get it out there now and getting a little bit of experience there. As we've got a lot of guys out there that are just like Austin Kolazzi now is playing here at Midi, and we got a couple other guys just really starting to get their minutes in when they can.
You mentioned Kolazzi, who has just come on. He wears cleats that have the Michael Jordan Jumpman silhouette on it. So there you go, basketball making their way into the sport of lacrosse. But no, I mean, lacrosse is one of those sports that is a lot of fun for so many different sport interests. I mean, you say, if you're a football fan, you say, well, basketball's boring, or you say, you know, the other way around, football's too slow, or whatever. Lacrosse really just seems to be a hybrid of all the best things from a lot of different sports, and I love it. Obviously. All right, 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth. We'll call that the 2-minute warning. We'll get the football reference in. Colorado with a 12-point lead here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon from the Kittredge Fields at the University of Colorado. Alongside Connor McHugh, I'm Joe Paris. Thanks for sticking with us. It has been a fun one this afternoon. Of course, we'd like to thank our sponsors again at this time, Breakaway Lacrosse, for sponsoring all the Colorado goals. And boy, their sponsorship really helps out this afternoon. Colorado, 16 goals so far. Of course, we got the Province Apartments, who have helped us out tremendously. Of course, they've got beautiful architecture located on the 29th Street here in Boulder. And of course, we've got the Gebhardt BMW.
Gebhardt BMW is a great place to get import. Here's the Buffs. Almost get that goal there. That was number 27 for the Buffaloes. He almost got it, but back to the sponsors. Gebhardt has been an unbelievable sponsor for us so far, and I really can't recommend another place to go get a car. You know,
another thing about our sponsors, the Province Apartments, just in case you're curious, I can actually see the Province Apartments from where we're standing right now, only a block from campus, and not only is it a great building, but it's a great location.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable location. I remember back in high school when I would come up to Buffs football games, we'd always be in that parking lot, and that's where we'd tailgate for the games, and that's where we'd walk to the stadium, and it's just a 5-minute walk from campus. It's a great location for anyone who wants to be close.
So 40 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Colorado with a way more than comfortable lead here will come away with a victory. That'll be their second here on the weekend. Of course, they beat UNLV earlier. And, you know, as we're getting some wind now, we have great afternoon weather. Now it's being all windy. We're going to lose all our notes all over the field. But, you know, time winding down here. Colorado showed this afternoon why they are ranked second in the country. And, you know, what a great save there by Linhart. There were some questions around the country on why Colorado remained the second-ranked team after falling to ASU. And, you know, you see streaks of brilliance. And tonight, this afternoon, we see, well, this is why Colorado is ranked second in the country and probably will continue to stay second in this week's MCLA polls. So time will expire, and the teams will trot onto the field to shake hands, and that's all we've got here this afternoon. What a performance by the Colorado Buffaloes, not only offensively, but, you know, more importantly, and not uncharacteristically, but more importantly, on the defensive end, stone cold Mitch Fenton leading the way there, only allowing 4 goals this afternoon, and, well, he had more saves than I could say.
Yeah,
saved by Fenton, saved by Fenton, saved by Fenton.
Yeah, you were saying that we need kind of like an easy button, where it's just going to say saved by Fenton, and save yourself a lot of breath there, Joe.
It would. That would make our job a lot easier. Of course, we're going to have a post-game interview with our player of the game. Stay tuned to find out who that player of the game is going to be. We're going to wait for the teams to conference up a little bit, and then we're going to give you that player of the game interview. But it's we're going to take a real quick video right now. They see you. Men's lacrosse team has a really cool video produced and made by Cutter Cassidy. We're going to roll that right now. Thanks again for letting us use their video. It's a really cool piece. So if you're not familiar with the men's lacrosse program, take a look here. afternoon. That was close. University of Colorado 16, Davenport Panthers 4. Of course, the rankings will be coming out this week, but you have to have a feeling Colorado's going to keep that number 2 spot after an impressive game against UNLV and, of course, this afternoon against Davenport.
Yeah, just an impressive showing by the Buffaloes, really showing why they belong in that top spot or one of the top spots, and they're going to have more to prove with the rest of the year. They've got a couple more tough games, but the Buffs really showing why they deserve to be the cream of the crop.
And, the cream really has risen here recently. I mean, both teams this afternoon playing a tough matchup in the first quarter, but Colorado really pulled ahead there in the second, third, and fourth quarter and showed why they're not just a good team, but they're a great team. And, you had guys like Tyler Doherty step up who had a hat trick this afternoon. Of course, you had Seidel who had 7 points on the afternoon, close to that sock trick. So close. I wanted him to get it, but, besides the point, Colorado doing a really nice job this afternoon, having a complete team effort both on the defensive end and the offensive end. And we talked about most of the game about how Mitch Fenton was doing such a good job, but he had a lot of help from his defense, and it'd be a crime if we didn't mention it.
Yeah, no, they were very solid. They made it easy for Fenton. They kept all the shots to outside. They made it so he could see everything, and really they made it easy for him, but he is just so good that he didn't even need it.
And, Colorado did a nice job sticking to their system this afternoon, keeping their spacing, not overplaying the defense, because a lot of times we've seen Colorado get a little bit handsy and going after guys and trying to make these big plays, but today they stayed put. They did what they were supposed to do, and as a result, only 4 goals on the afternoon, and that is one of the lowest totals on the year, and it shows that Colorado is a complete team. I mean, again, there's a lot of questions. Is Colorado just this offensive powerhouse that's just going to have to win these shootouts, or can they put together some defense? We saw this afternoon. They put together defense, and when they do, well, they're a dangerous squad.
And, Joe, I believe we have a player of the game. You know who it is.
I know who it is. You guys know who it is because you sent in the votes. We're going to throw it over now to our sideline reporter, Catherine Bogart, who is with our player of the game. Catherine, take it away. We're going to keep talking about it. Down on the offensive end, too, you see Riley Seidel, who goes back to his trademark play, sticking out behind the net, waiting for some picks and some rolls to come around. And, a few of the times, Seidel just decided to come around and just fire it in.
Yeah, he always just finds that one little seam, is able to get in and just rips a shot. And it was just unbelievable to see him work today. I mean, we always make these hockey references, and Wayne Gretzky's spot was behind the net, and just like that, Riley Seidel as well. He makes everything back there. He creates it, and then he just really finds everything from behind the net, brings it out front, and he's able to just rack up those goals.
We heard a guy's name very few times this afternoon is Jack Cranston, and we'll talk about Cranston, but right now we're going to throw it to Catherine Bogart. Catherine's with our player of the game. Catherine, who's our player of the game?
I'm Catherine Bogart here with Gerhard BMW's Driving the Success, player of the game, Riley Seidel. You had 5 goals, 2 assists. Tell us a little bit about what was going out there with the chemistry of the attack, how you guys were able to get a lot of shots off of a very tough defense.
Well, we went into the game saying we needed to get more shots off, play a little quicker, and I think we pretty much executed that. We wanted to play faster, pass, dodge, and keep pressure on them, and I think we managed to do that all game, putting up a good number and taking a lot of shots.
Now tell us a little bit more about how you guys all work, because it's not just 2 players who are scoring all the goals. You and Cranston obviously lead the team, but there's so many players that always get goals every game. How do you guys make that work? Is it you going up top to drive the ball more and pass it around?
A lot of it's transition. We really focus on moving the ball in transition every time. Whether we have it there or not, we're always working our transition game. So today, on the last 2 games, I think our D middies totaled 9 points total, which is unbelievable for our transition middies, as we call them. So we spread the wealth. Everyone scores. Everyone's happy. It was a great game and a great weekend.
And what are you guys looking up for, coming up? Is it championships? What's the one thing that's really going to drive you guys to finish the season strong and go into the championships well?
I mean, we look forward to every practice. We call it a process every day. We try to get better with every practice. So we're going to come back on Monday and just get better on Monday. And then, obviously, we're looking forward to a team from the north. So that game will also be big down there at Mile High. So
congratulations once again. Back to you guys.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Catherine. Again, our player of the game, Riley Seidel. And, boy, he earned his Seidel with a ton of points on the afternoon, leading the way for Colorado.
Yeah, he was just unbelievable today. And now he's just 2 points behind Jack Cranston on the year, and just an unbelievable showing with that 7 points today.
Well, that's all we've got for you this afternoon here from the University of Colorado. Alongside Connor McHugh, I'm Joe Parrish. Your final score from the Kittredge Fields, University of Colorado 16, Davenport University 4. Again, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors this afternoon, Square 2 Productions and our engineer Greg O'Brien for putting on all of this great action for you. Of course, we have Tommy Wood and Ansley Guthrie on cameras this afternoon. Tommy says hi. Catherine Bogart, our sideline reporter, David Levine in Levine Sound, Ben Wiener, and all of his great graphics that you saw during the broadcast. And, Connor, of course, one more time, Breakaway Lacrosse for all of our Colorado Lacrosse breakaway goals. You said that, I guess, 16 times.
Yeah, they got their money's worth today, but we have Catherine Bogart once again. She's got a coach now, so we will let her wrap it up for us, and then we'll come back and take it away, Catherine.
I'm Catherine Bogart once again here with assistant coach Marcus McCain. Now, what was the biggest strength for you guys today? I mean, it was a very dominant game for you guys.
We played good defense. We were all over them. We were very physical. We knocked the ball out of punch, and we were able to pick it up, something we haven't really been able to do all season. And, after the first quarter, we got out and ran. That's really our strength. It's just getting up and down the field, and it just kills teams at altitude here, too. So.
Perfect. And Mitch Fenton, huge day for him. So many saves, was always there, always stopped them. How has that impacted the defense? Has it pushed them to even be better, or is it not really a big deal for them?
Well, it's a huge deal, when they get beat and then Mitch bails them out and makes a big save. It just gets everybody fired up, makes the defense want to work that much harder, just keeps us going.
Yeah. Would you say that the defense has been stronger this season going on, or how is the defense? Because a couple games ago we saw them struggling a little bit. How did you guys prepare to get that back?
We just ramped up the intensity in practice. We've been trying to use different combinations of guys, seeing what works. It seems to be working. We've been pushing out a little bit more, so that's helpful. Just picking up the intensity. It's the way to do it all around.
Perfect. Congratulations, Coach. Thanks, guys. It was a great day here at Kittredge Fields. We'll see you next game.
Thank you very much, Catherine. And, Connor, it's been a fun afternoon. Again, your final score here from the University of Colorado. Colorado 16, University of Davenport 4. We're going to have some more action coming up for you in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. Alongside Connor McHugh, I'm Joe Paris. Thanks for all of you for tuning in from around the country. Again, your final score, Colorado 16, Davenport 4.